from the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. I think Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast powered by Air Transat.
So yesterday, it was so hot and so beautiful, and I got to work early, so I went down to the LCBO.
Yeah.
And there's always a dude outside of my LCBO who like sits on a crate. Sometimes he plays guitar, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes I buy him a coffee, sometimes we chat, sometimes I get him a beer, like whatever, right? Cool dude. He's really great.
That's nice.
So I'm walking down the sidewalk to the LCBO. And he sees me and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, what's going on with you? And as I'm talking to him, I'm turning left into the LCBO. That's automatic doors that open.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I don't have to hold anything, nothing.
Sure.
Like the outside doors are automatic doors. I don't have to do anything. So as I'm turning left in there, I'm still looking out of the building at him. And I'm like, man, what a beautiful day. And then as I turn around, I see nothing but then like lower chest. I feel something hit my chest.
Okay.
And I look down and there's like a tiny little man, right? Like old, real old. And I can't see his face because he has like a green fishing hat on. Yeah. And I just feel his cane against my leg. Yeah. Okay. And you can bleep this, right? Because in order for me to tell this story, I have to tell it properly. Okay. So I immediately reach down and put my hand on his back because I'm about to knock this little dude over.
Okay.
Right? And he looks up at me and goes, watch where the you're going, string bean. Okay. And then I immediately at this point put my hands in the air, right? Yeah. And I look down at the man and I say, yo, this was on me. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking out the window. I'm talking about the beautiful day. I am so incredibly sorry. That is all on me. Yeah. And he looks at me and goes, shut up. And then turned around and walked out. And I'm like, that's so funny, I did my best to, like, I haven't apologized like that in a real long time, right? Almost as long as the last time somebody called me string bean.
Oh my God, my stomach hurts. Oh, that is the greatest story.
Anyway, if you are listening or if you went home and told your family the story of me, I was sorry then, and I'm sorry now. Okay, I apologize. It was completely on me.
Oh man.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hey, real quick, I want to go through a couple more reviews that we got on the podcast from Apple Podcasts. You can leave a rating and leave your name, leave your comment, and we'll read a bunch of them on future episodes of the podcast. Vicky Pena writes this. I used to listen to Roz and Mocha every morning on my way to high school. Now I'm 23, and I'm so happy this podcast exists. I listen every free moment I get. They are prime radio. I love you guys. So thank you for that, Vicky. By the way, the Roz and Mocha Show is celebrating 10 years in the next couple of weeks.
And
cannot wait for that.
It's interesting, too, because normally with stuff that we do or I wind up doing that gets posted online, I never go into the comment section. Unless it's on my own Instagram or something like that. It's a safe space. My own Insta is a safe space.
Yeah.
I never go into the comments. Especially on things like YouTube and whatever else. It's where the devil lives. It is an awful, awful place, that comment section. However, I just found out recently that the review section, which is basically like the comment section on our podcast on Apple, is like there are some fantastically wonderful comments in there from people that I've never bothered to go in and read because I'm terrified
really
of
nice.
people saying something
we're
negative.
getting like 5 stars right across the board from everybody.
Yeah, so if you write something awesome, even if you write something terrible, but if you write something something truly awesome, we'll give you a shout out and get your comment on the actual podcast.
Best podcast ever is a title from MKD Rep, 5 stars. I have a long commute to work and I listen to your show every morning in Toronto. Furthermore, when I am on a plane, especially to Europe, 2 of your podcast episodes last me an entire flight, and that time flies by so fast.
Wow.
The light during hard times is another subject from Ash9101, 5 stars again. I started listening in 2009 when I was commuting to Sheridan College. Now, 10 years in, and this podcast has helped me laugh through some really, really hard times. Thank you so much. So again, wherever it is you get the podcast from, especially on Apple Podcasts, feel free to leave a review, leave us a rating, and we'll read them even more on the following podcast.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Something that made the front page of Reddit that got a lot of comments, like a lot. And I know people listening right now will have their very own stories. So feel free to share.
Okay.
What is the worst reason someone has used to reject you?
Oh, like romantically or like from a club?
No, let's go with the romantic side. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Here are some of the comments.
Okay.
From Reddit. I'm in a wheelchair. And I had a girl reject me saying, quote, I can't date you because what if we go on a date to somewhere with stairs?
Oh, wow. Oh, that hurts.
Another comment, she was really into fat dudes and I was only kind of fat. Another comment, didn't get asked out on a second date in college because my FP was too high. FP equals fat potential.
Oh, fat potential.
That is so mean.
That's a thing?
Yeah. Here's something that a girl said to a guy. Quote, I'm really into you, but I still think I want to be with my boyfriend for a few months. But when he goes back to Pennsylvania, we can start going out again.
Oh, hell.
Can I please give you one?
Yeah.
This is
so again,
not
this
a
is
joke.
What is the worst reason someone has used to reject you?
Yeah.
We can't date because we have the same name.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Because I hit on the guy because I thought it would be super awesome if we dated and we had the same name, and I used to leave M&Ms outside his door.
But don't you do M&Ms with Matthew, too?
Yeah, shush.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. You've already tried to woo a guy with the M&M thing, and that's also your thing with you want to get tattoos on your hands, so it's the M&Ms when you guys hold hands.
Yeah, but I mean the past is behind me.
Oh man, you cannot do that.
Nope. So, what is the worst reason someone has used to reject you? Let me read you some of the comments we're getting, Ross.
Please.
Because, quote, you rejected me a few months ago, and even though I still like you, it's my turn to reject you.
Oh, wow. That seems like a real complicated game to play.
Somebody else texted, after 8 months of dating the same guy, he ends it by saying, quote, if I was 27, I'd marry you, but I just won't date you.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot. I've heard a lot of those stories of you're the type of person that you marry, not date. Or I never heard that. I only ever heard you're the type of person you date, not marry.
My ex-boyfriend told me he changes with the seasons, and in the summer he wants to go to the beach with his friends, so we can't date. Come on. Worst reason someone is given in a rejection to dating you. I had a guy said he couldn't go out with me because because my best friend was a lesbian and was going to turn me gay.
Oh, wow. Can I read you this one here?
Of course.
Somebody wrote in and said, I got rejected from a guy that was a photographer. And he said, quote, you're cute, although you're gorgeous in pictures. I can't Photoshop real life.
Oh, damn. Yo, people are cold. 1-687-0-8888. Go ahead.
Yeah, so worst rejection for me was you have red hair and you remind me of my sister.
Oh, damn. Wait,
Double.
a guy told you that because you have red hair, he rejected you because you remind him of his sister?
Yep, and there's nothing I can do about that, born with my hair, so.
On a similar, I would never back in the day, I would never have got together with a girl that had the same name as either of my sisters.
Hell no. No.
I would never get together with a Laura or a Lisa at all.
But a name makes sense because you don't want to be calling out your sister's name.
Yeah, no.
Right?
No. Or your mom?
Yeah.
Like, would you?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
All Zarina's out there? Sorry. Thanks for the call. Oh, man. Trying
This
to keep
is
up
always tough to talk about. It really is.
with the comments.
Just dumping and rejection and everything. As somebody who's
texted-
never been rejected, it's very hard for me to relate to this entire topic. But
Oh, God.
anyway.
All right, here we go. Somebody texted, we can't date because you live in Vaughan and I live in Etobicoke, and that's a long distance, and I don't go the long distance.
Wow.
Somebody else texted and said he wanted to keep his options open.
Everything's too casual these days, man.
I got dumped because he said his grandma was allergic to the perfume that I wear.
Oh, shut your mouth. No, you didn't.
We can't date because you're prettier than me, and I like to be the pretty one in the relationship.
Been there. Same.
Hey, Kiss, it's Roz and Mocha.
Yeah, so I was told by a guy that on paper I was perfect, but in real life it just wasn't working out.
What do you mean on paper it was perfect?
That if you looked at my qualities on paper, I was the perfect girlfriend,
Yeah.
but in real life it didn't work out.
Oh, no. Like he just wasn't into you physically?
No, he said I'm beautiful,
Yeah.
but just, in real life it wasn't good.
That's like saying you have so much potential, but you've just blown it all.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Like when I write down everything about you, it all makes sense. But then when I talk to you, it's just ruined.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
Wow.
Oh, no. Wait, so
Yeah.
were you dating this person for a bit, then he realized, or he came to his own
Yeah,
realization? Oh, okay.
3 months.
That's crazy.
That's like probation at a
And
job.
where are you meeting guys? Just let me ask you that. Where are you meeting guys?
Oh, I had met him online. I've been with someone for 2 years now.
Yeah.
This was a while back, but
Where'd you meet your current guy?
online.
Online, yeah. See, that's the thing. And we talk about this a lot on this show, which is the problem with online dating. The real problem, and it's not like they fake their picture and all this stuff. The problem with online dating is everybody is now just looking for their twin.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? Everybody, you put in everything that you like and you want to match up with somebody who's basically your equal, but just somebody else. And that shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
What's your name?
Stephanie.
Thanks so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Air Transat flies to over 60 destinations in 26 countries, and they got direct flights to 26 destinations in Europe alone.
I'm always happy to talk about Air Transat. I've flown on Air Transat a bunch. They're fantastic. And you got to check out the Kids Club. We all know that. But listen, you can fly to Croatia, Paris, Athens, Dublin, Italy, Amsterdam, Portugal, Spain, London, plus so many more. How many those places have you been to?
I have been to Paris with my dad.
Yeah.
I have been to...
You went to Paris with your dad?
Yeah.
Really, huh?
It was a weird trip.
Like the city of lovers? You went to... Really?
I was a kid, and
okay.
I had spent a summer in London with my aunt.
Right.
And my parents, at the end of summer, flew to London to spend 2 weeks. And for a couple of days, I don't know the conversation that took place, but all I remember is that my dad ended up on a boat.
Yeah.
And we were on our way to Paris.
Yeah.
And the very first night, we were looking for a place to eat and looking for McDonald's, of all places.
Right.
And ended up in a weird part of Paris where for blocks and blocks and blocks, as a kid, it seemed like blocks and blocks and blocks.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't, but it was all like triple X strip joints.
Oh,
on both
jeez.
sides of the street. And
Wow.
like dudes like handing out flyers and stuff. And my dad was just like
Mortified?
like, keep your head straight, just follow me, let's just keep walking, don't stop and talk to anybody.
Your dad reminds me of Bruce Paltrow. Do you remember that story Gwyneth Paltrow told on Oprah all those years ago? So Gwyneth Paltrow was talking about her dad, Bruce Paltrow, who died. And she was saying that when she was a kid, her dad took her to Paris.
Yeah.
Because he said, the first time you ever go to Paris, you should go with a man who's going to love you forever.
Oh. Okay.
Which is kind of sweet, right?
Yeah, but
Which is kind of sweet. But that's like your dad, right? Mocha, the first time you go to Paris, you should go with a man who's going to love you forever. Anyway, when you book with Air Transat, you are already on vacation and not just Paris. Let's go through these again real quick. Croatia, Paris, Athens, Dublin, Italy, Amsterdam, Portugal, Spain, London, plus many more. 26 destinations in Europe, 60 destinations in 26 countries overall.
All right, airtransat.com. Air Transat Vacation is calling. Speaking of calling.
Yeah, let's take a phone call.
Good morning.
Carrie, it's Roz and Mocha.
It is. Okay, 1 second. Let me go wake her up.
Whoa, hold on, Carrie. Give some backstory here. Carrie DM'd us, Roz.
Yeah.
And today is one of her friend's birthdays. She's celebrating her 40th birthday. And,
It is. It's a big one.
And you guys were out celebrating last night. She is currently sleeping on your couch.
Yes.
Okay, what were you guys getting up to last night?
We had a surprise party in our backyard.
Uh-huh.
And so we had a ton of people show up. And then because it's a weeknight, at 11 we shut it down and we went to Gerard and went to Port Romeo and then Vatican and danced till 3 in the morning.
Oh, damn. No, so she's in a little rough shape, huh?
And then we went and found some fast food. So she's feeling great.
Oh,
God.
Damn. Okay, so what's her name?
Her name is Jen.
Okay, is she going to be pissed if you wake her up after just like...
Oh, I hope so.
Just going to sleep?
I hope so.
There's going to be a bit of a struggle, but then she's probably going to freak out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Don't tell her it's us.
Hello.
Jen.
Yes.
Happy birthday, girl.
Hello.
Jen.
Jen, it's your boyfriend's Roz and Mocha.
Hello.
Jen.
Oh my God. Are
Jen.
you like legit that hungover?
Yes.
Jen, it's Roz and Mocha.
All right, well, this went
Hold on.
according to plan.
Jen,
Yes.
it's Roz and Mocha.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm not that good.
No. How's your head?
Oh my God, I just got woken up like in a deep sleep.
Yeah. You were like on the couch and with like that 1 foot on the floor because to get the spins?
Somewhat.
Can you remember what you drank last night?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Start with the list here. What'd you start with? What'd you end with?
Wine.
Yeah.
Tequila.
Oh.
Gin and tonic.
Oh.
Okay. And it sounds like a lot of it. All right, well, listen, go back to sleep. We just wanted to call to say happy birthday.
No, we got to sing.
Thank.
Oh, yeah, we have to sing too.
Yeah, Maury, come in here. Jen has a pounding headache.
Oh my God.
Jen, your gift to us with your pounding headache
Oh my
is
God.
the sweet sounds of Damn It Maury singing Happy
Okay,
Birthday.
now we're going to sing the extended version too, so you got to stay on the line for this one.
Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah.
Jen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Maury, if you would like to start us off.
This is going to be a count to 5 as opposed to count to 3 to start.
Okay, here we
All right,
go.
Ready?
Yeah.
And a slow count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I wasn't happy with that take.
Love you, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
All right, we're getting closer. July 4th, Stranger Things, Season 3. God, I love this show so much.
And I've started rewatching from season 1 the other night. I'm on episode 5 now.
Are you going to get through everything before
Well, I'm watching it with Roxy.
Season 3? Is she going to watch Season 3? You think she'll be interested? Like so far, how is she?
She's very engaged by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teenage making out.
Sure.
Right. You know, a lot of BJ jokes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, she's very engaged. She knows when to close her eyes, but she doesn't close her eyes. Like, it's so funny. Like, it's the funniest thing. We're watching the episode last night, and it's cutting back and forth between Nancy and Steve in the bed making out. And,
when he's stuck into her room?
No, and Deb getting attacked by the Demigorgon in the pool. So it's cutting back and forth. It's quick cuts back and forth, quick cuts back and forth.
Yeah.
And my kid is on the couch closing her eyes, but she's only closing her eyes for the making out parts.
Oh, so she want to witness the Barb get taken by the Demigorgon?
Yes. So she's closing her eyes for the making out parts and opening them to watch Barb get taken by the Demigorgon.
She can't catch a break, Barb, huh?
No.
Not even from a 9-year-old.
No, not at all.
3 years later.
Yeah, and she hasn't asked one question about her sins.
Oh no, justice for Barb.
Yeah, so everybody's pumped for season 3. I can't wait for season 3. It drops July 4th
on Netflix, and Billy Hargrove is the guy. I mean, the guy with the abs and the mullet.
Yeah, with the blonde mullet
from last season.
Yeah.
From season 2. Dacre Montgomery. He was in town. Talked to Dan Mori. And if you saw the latest trailer where it's like a bunch of moms hanging out at the pool and they got their bikinis on, and then he walks out in his just a whistle and his shorts because he's a lifeguard.
Oh, of course,
and they're just
he
like
is.
all eyeing him.
Oh, of course, he
just eyeing him.
Okay, so what is it like being a heartthrob? Like, and having moms drooling all over you. I mean, you're a heartthrob and a villain. I mean, did those both come naturally to you?
Mate, neither. It's all an illusion. Fake it till you make it, right? That's all I'm doing, mate. My biggest thing is making this a nuanced character and role, and not just a stereotype of either of those two things.
Well, did you ever say in them putting, you're making your skin glisten in the poster?
Oh yeah, mate, I'm all about skincare. Now that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other
poster,
thing.
you're glistening.
Mate, I'm glistening. Amy, who's the head of the makeup department, I think, the first time she met my girlfriend who's over here, she was like, I had a G-string on and she was halfway up my bum with like a fake tan mitt on or something like that. So, the ebb and flow of life. But there's definitely some glistening moments. I won't go past shaving around my nipple. And just being really manscaped, I think, is really important.
Wow, that's so great.
Can I tell you?
Is he Australian?
I had no idea he has.
Is he Australian? That's
He is, that
Australian, right?
accent. I had no idea. What a great,
That's wild.
great American accent he has in Stranger Things.
What are you looking forward to most about season 3 that you think all of us fans who love the show will also love?
It's bigger budget, it's the sets are incredible, CGI is amazing, the stakes are higher, it makes your heart beat faster. It's so much fun, dude. I can't tell you, I just sat and watched it with my partner in Australia at home, and it's so incredible.
Does it answer questions? Will things be answered?
Yeah, all those burning questions you fans have out there will definitely be answered.
And I think there will be more questions being asked, which is the excitement.
Which is good, which I think is the natural evolution of any good show.
Right.
Is the constant expansion of the world.
Oh, cannot wait. Season 3, Stranger Things, July 4th on Netflix.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I started watching Stranger Things, and I had to finish. I felt I needed to finish that over the weekend.
Oh, guess who did?
The whole thing.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Whole thing.
Yeah, I
And
watched the whole thing.
Did you watch through the very last episode, the credits? And thing?
Yeah, I saw that. I've never in my life seen a show. First of all, they waited way too long between seasons because those kids look like now they're acting like children.
I agree.
I don't like Will. I never have. I think he's weird. he adds very little.
Will...
They get his whole season, and you know what you get to do? You get goosebumps. Oh,
yeah,
okay, great,
you
thanks.
get to feel up your neck.
Yeah, great, thanks. But I've rarely... When's the last time you saw a show that did a second season where there were so many mistakes made in the second season of a show that going into a third season of a show, they tried to correct those mistakes by just completely ignoring that the entire thing happened.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back and you watch, before going into season 3 of Stranger Things, you can watch the recap. And I watched the recap.
Yeah.
And even in the recap, they cut out every single aspect of when 11 went to Philadelphia and hooked up with number 8.
Her quote unquote sister.
Yeah, that is completely stricken from the record.
Yeah.
It is not mentioned. It's not referenced. There is no world in season 3 where other kids like 11 exist.
Because that was the one episode that made so much noise for having nothing to do, or just like people were just unhappy with it.
But that was the whole season last year. That was episode 1.
No, I know.
Number 8 was the first person you see in season 2.
They could have used 8's help in this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it was you. I was like, are they going to do like an Avengers type thing of where she then calls on number 8 and everything else? And I'm like, no,
that's going to be in season 4.
Hell no.
Dude had the walkie-talkie that he said could go from one end of the world to the other.
Yeah,
you could have walkie-talkied 8.
No, but she's gone though. They didn't like that because the fans didn't like that, right? And they
So
didn't
what
even
episode did
include
you-
it. I finished it last night.
Oh, you finished it last night,
I was like,
okay.
I don't want to. I didn't want to go on Twitter because I know that somebody's going to spoil it for me, right? And because it was, and so I stayed up till 12:30 last night watching this bloody thing.
Okay, so it dropped on July 4th, which was Thursday.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like at midnight. Like as soon as midnight hit, it was going to be there.
Midnight LA, so 3 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So I waited up until midnight.
No.
And waited like at least 30 minutes. And then I saw on Twitter that Stranger Things, the Twitter account, had a countdown. And then I did the math and I was like, okay, so 3 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah. It's a problem.
But within that, I read a friggin' spoiler.
Oh, see, I didn't. I managed to.
Oh,
stay
sorry,
away
not within
from-
that time. Within the time that I read that tweet, and then when I woke up, because people had started watching.
Yeah.
So within the first like 3 I read like a minor spoiler.
Sure.
Within the first 3 episodes when I woke up the next morning.
But they really fixed a lot of their problems because the other problem with season 2 is that they did what the mistake a lot of people make when you're going into a season 2 or you're working on a sequel. And Guardians of the Galaxy was guilty of this too, which is they broke up the band.
Yeah.
Because in season 2, everybody was all on their own, right? Where in season 3, Dustin's the only kid who's not with the main group the entire time, right? Which is great. It was I much preferred season 3 over season 2, but I started watching season 1 with Roxy last week. Yeah. And so we plowed through season 1 and then started season 2. And then Catherine comes in and she's like, no, I think season 2 is too scary for her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
why would you say that?
like
Come on.
3 episodes in. So now Roxy's like stuck.
No, but it's Roxy's choice if it's too scary. If she wants to watch it,
sometimes it is when you got a kid. Sometimes you leave that up to them, right? And sometimes you got to step in. And Catherine's like, as the responsible parent, I have to like say, Rox, it's not appropriate right now. And she's like, okay, cool. And I go, but Rox, as the irresponsible parent.
And here's what's cool.
Mom's got pottery 2 nights this week.
So we good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, question for you.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Is Will gay?
Will?
Yeah. That's the headline. Let me read this to you here. Maury, come in here for a second. I need your take on this. Bring your gaydar with you. If you can still say that. I don't know if you can.
Sorry.
So the guy who plays Will Byers, Noah Schnapp, did an interview because of all the online talk that the character is gay. This is based on the conversation that Will and Mike had in the case of the missing lifeguard episode. So that was like episode 3, maybe, something like that. So in the episode, Will and Mike are playing Dungeons and Dragons when Mike and Lucas talk about how they just split with 11 and Max.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, whatever.
Everybody saw it. No, I'm just kidding.
And then Mike at one point says to Will, it's not my fault you don't like girls.
So that's why they think that he's gay?
And then so this is what launched all the speculation that Will Byers is gay. And then so Noah Schnapp does this interview where he said, quote, it's really up to interpretation, saying, while all the characters were out developing and growing up, Will was in the upside down and he was alone there, not interacting or connecting with his friends or the rest of the world. And when he got back, he expected everything to just go back to the way it was before, how it was when he was normal and when he was a kid and he wanted to go back to the basement and play D&D. So before I
Hold on.
Yeah.
But
I know.
What he's saying, all of that happened in season 1. Like he still had Will's character still had like a full year and a half with his buddies.
Right. And let's not forget that Will was in the Upside Down for a week.
Yeah.
Not a year.
So
it was a week that he was in the Upside Down. Right?
Are they just trying to completely eliminate all of season 2?
I think so.
Like
That's,
they're
to
trying.
me, that's what it sounds like.
They're mind flaying us.
Yes.
And like
Yes.
eliminating everything that we know from season 2.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Because Will been back for a long time.
A long time. Yeah. Did you get any sense of that one? Did you even catch that when they said that?
I did, but I just thought it was like what every boy says to every other boy. Oh, you just don't like girls. Like I just thought that's a teenager-y thing to say.
Like I took
you're not into girls just yet.
Yet. I took it as it's not my fault you don't like girls yet.
Yeah.
I didn't take it as it's not my fault you're gay.
Also, gay guys don't like Dungeons and Dragons in my world.
Well, you have a very small world, though, Maury.
I know, like I've never played that.
No, but yeah. So that's the speculation is that Will is gay based on the fact that all his friends around him when he was in the Upside Down for a week discovered girls while also looking for him and saving the world.
No, but here's the thing though. Again, I think they're trying to erase all of season 2.
Yes.
Because all the girl stuff didn't happen until season 2.
Right.
And Will had been back from the Upside Down.
Oh, yeah, no, he's been
way more than a year.
No, Will Byers has been a regular kid he was in the Upside Down for a week. He's been a regular kid. Like when season 3 starts, he's been a regular kid for a full year now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's had time to adapt. Like it's not like he was there and then the rest of the world sort of went on without him for a year. And then he came out and he's like, guys, you want to play D&D? And they're like, no. You know, like it's not like they all grew up.
He went to camp for a week. And that was it. He came back.
He came back.
Right?
Yes.
Man,
so
y'all need to chill on the internet.
Yeah, so it's really wild. I don't know. I mean, he does wear those shorts though, right? But we all wore those shorts. Right? We all wore.
Like, yo, I still got those shorts.
I'm wearing them now.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Jessica.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing great. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
Thanks.
Okay,
Oh,
Jessica. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, Jessica, you wrote us this. Razamoka FML. My boyfriend is someone I love dearly, and we've both been hurt by other people before, so I really didn't think he'd hurt me. My friends and family love him, which has also never happened with anyone I've seen before. But the other day, I felt like something was off, and on his watch, I saw a text come through for a Tinder account code. I want to ask him if he has Tinder, but I don't know how to bring it up in a way that he doesn't think that I don't trust him. In all my relationships, I've been cheated on and lied to, and I really don't want this to be the same. I just need to know what's going on here. So, a couple of things. You not asking him if he's cheating does not mean that he's not cheating, you know? Like I know that you don't want to know, but pretending that it's something that doesn't exist doesn't help that anyway.
Yeah, I know. I just don't see him as that type of person.
How long have you guys been dating for?
Since like the beginning of this year.
Oh, okay. So 7 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 21 too.
How'd you meet?
We used to work together, and then now he's working somewhere else. But
have you guys ever had the conversation of have you ever dated on Tinder? Have you guys did you have Tinder at one time?
Yeah, like as far as I knew, we both deleted Tinder in like January, February as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really expecting to see a text pop up on his phone for a code.
But so explain to me what happens, because I don't know how Tinder works. Like if you sign up like that, is that a normal thing that pops up asking you for a code for Tinder?
Yeah, you sign up and then you enter your number in, and it'll text you a code to verify that that's your number.
Okay. So you think that he just recently signed back up to Tinder?
I don't know. Like he could have, because it doesn't make any other sense as to why his number would get a code, right?
Or is there a chance that he just hasn't and the notification went off to be like, hey, are you still using this app? If so, here's the verification code?
Yeah, that's a good possibility, and that's the one I hope it is.
Okay, Jessica, just ask him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you trust him?
Yes, I do trust him more than anyone.
Okay, then you should be able to. Then you should be able to ask him, because if it's something that's bothering you, to pretend that something like this didn't happen is going to fester, and you are not going to be able to relax, because he's going to one day tell you, "Hey, I'm just going to go meet my buddy, after work," and you're going to wonder if he's going on a Tinder hookup. Like you have to ask, and he may lie. He may spin some story, and he may, but to me, it sounds like you want this to not be the case so bad that I just don't want you to be put in a position of where you wind up believing the first story he tells you.
Yeah, no, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's easy, and then you don't get your heart broken. And then he isn't just another guy that cheated on you. Why do all the guys cheat on you?
I don't know.
What are the reasons? Have you asked and they've given you a reason?
No.
Oh. You don't ask a lot of questions in your relationships, huh?
Like, are you just dating all the wrong guys, or all those guys just dating the wrong girl?
No, I'm just dating all the wrong guys who like to drink and party and do stupid stuff.
Okay, so this guy that you're dating right now, does he like to drink and party and do stupid stuff?
No. He's like the most normal person I've dated ever.
So why don't you feel comfortable asking him?
I don't know. I don't want it to be like the old ones, and he just hides it well, I guess.
Yeah, in order for this to be any sort of successful relationship with you guys, you have to be willing to talk about these things. And it may be nothing, it may be something, but you owe it to yourself and your own sanity to ask him about it, and just be straight up. You don't have to accuse him of anything, but tell him the story. We were sitting there, and I saw Tinder pop up on your Apple Watch. What's up? What's up? Explain this to me, please, because it's been driving me nuts.
And do it face to face. Don't do it on text.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Text is the absolute worst.
Yeah. Do it face to face next time you see him, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't have to be this doesn't have to be a huge thing. I think that people, when they go into these conversations, they go in with, looking for a fight, or prepared for a fight, or whatever it is, as opposed to just, getting to the truth. And once you're not sort of prepared for confrontation, you'll be able to tell whether he's telling the truth a whole lot easier.
And can I make a suggestion on how not to start the conversation?
Yes, of course.
Don't start by saying, "Hey, can I ask you something?"
Yeah.
Or don't start by saying,
"Oh, I saw this stupid. It's good. I got to ask you something. It's totally stupid. I know, but I have to." Don't do that.
And don't do the "Hey, can we talk?
Yeah.
Can I talk to you for a minute?"
Yeah. Just be.
That's how I would start.
No, just be straight up. Just be straight up with them and say, "Listen, I've been haunted and I've been bothered. We were sitting on the couch. I saw a Tinder thing pop up on your phone, and my head immediately goes to the worst."
And you know why? Because we've both been cheated on before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And
just be straight up with them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Have a good day, Jessica. Thank you for listening.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay,
bye-bye.
hon, you take care.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. Only on Kiss.
Finally, Brandon Walsh is on hold. We're going to talk to him in a sec.
Jason Priestley, BH90210 is set to debut in August. It's the return of 90210, man. And there's so much going on. He's got Private Eyes coming back. Also, how are they going to handle the passing of Luke Perry in the new version of Beverly Hills 90210?
Jason Priestley, welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. What's going on,
man? How are you?
I'm fantastically well, boys.
We got so much to go through. Let's start right now with the 10th annual suit drive with Moors. I've done this before. It is a fantastic sort of initiative. How did you get involved? And just break it down real quick for people.
I got involved. I've been wanting to get involved for a few years. Like you, Roz, I totally believe in this thing. I think it's a great way for Canadians to give back. I've got a closet full of suits myself, and when I look in that closet, if I see a suit that maybe is getting a little past its prime, I never know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
The simplest thing to do with it, take it into a Moores the month of July, donate it to the Moores Suit Drive, and get 50% off your next purchase. It's a win-win for everybody.
And question for you, BH90210. This is airing real soon, because for me, back in the day, the summer seasons of 90210 were always my favorite seasons of 90210.
Yes. I think they were everyone's favorite season. So we designed this 6-episode season to be a summer season, and it's going to premiere on August 7th.
But I still don't fully have my head wrapped around what the hell kind
well, it's us guys. But then we also morph into playing the characters too. But it's a scripted reality show of it's a fake reality show. Like it's a scripted show, but it's a fake reality show of us.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt real quick. Jason Priestley, you are doing a terrible job at selling BH90210 to us right now.
Yeah, all right. And I'm going to sell this like crazy because I'm like the biggest 90210 fan that ever existed. But so it's you guys, like it's Jason and Tori and Ian and everybody else. So you guys are Jason, Tori, and Ian in the show, but then you sort of morph into the characters because you guys are then developing the show. Like, is that what's happening?
Yeah. Well, we end up making the show, so we end up playing the characters on the show.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I get it now.
All of us as middle-aged actors who had a hit TV show in the 90s decide that in this magical age of reboots, we're going to try to make a reboot of our show.
I got you.
All right.
Okay, thank
All right,
you. This
so
clears
Jason Priestley,
everything
who
up.
hooks up? Because as we know, in the summer episodes of 90210 back in the day, it was all about the summer hookup.
That's true.
Do you really think I'm going to tell you that? You're going to have to watch to find that out.
Okay, but just answer one question for me, okay? Okay. Because I need to know what happened to Emily Valentine. Does she make an appearance in the 6 episodes?
Oh, dude. Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Are you serious?
Yes, she does.
Are you crazy?
Yes.
Get out of here! That's amazing.
That is awesome. Okay, now I'm hooked, and we knew that Luke wasn't going to do this because he was busy with his other show. So how did it change the way you guys were going to handle his absence from BH90210 after he passed? Did you guys have to really rethink that, or did you just sort of do the same plan that you guys had at the beginning?
Well, yes, Luke's involvement was going to be difficult for him because of his obviously being on Riverdale. Mm-hmm. But he was part of the development of the show, and he wanted to be as involved in the show as he was going to be able to contractually. But dealing with his passing for us has been a challenge. We wanted to do it and do it in a tasteful way without seeming exploitative. And I think that we've been successful in that, but it has been difficult, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Oh, God, dude.
Jason Priestley on the Roz and Mocha Show, season 3 of your other show, Private Eyes, airs tonight. And congrats, season 4. You guys start filming like this week.
Yeah, we do. So we're excited to be back on the streets of Toronto shooting Private Eyes.
I was hanging out with Cindy not that long ago, and she was pumped to get into this. But I want to know, going into one of the busiest years that you've had now is also the year that you're turning 50.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Are you really?
I am.
You're not turning 50 this year?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
I don't believe that.
I am. Time to level up.
You dye that beard or what?
Do I dye that beard?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You
I don't
don't?
dye my beard.
No.
Dude, I don't
any
believe
of
that
my
you're turning
hair.
50.
Do you dye your hair?
No, I don't.
Really?
I don't have to. Not yet.
Not yet. Jeez, man. You were one of the blessed few.
You look great, bro.
Still got that baby blues.
Getting away with it so far.
Oh, man. Congratulations on everything, Jason. It's always fantastic to talk to you. The Moore's 10th annual suit drive. Again, tell people where they can go, how they can get involved in this.
If people want more information, mosuitdrive.com, mosuitdrive.com, and it'll give you all the information right there.
Right on. Emily Valentine. I can't believe this. I'm so pumped, man. Emily Valentine.
You're going to have to tune in. It's going to be good, I promise.
Oh, you know we will. Jason Priestley, we love you so much. Thanks for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show.
Thanks, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha, hello. Line 1, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, is this Roz and Mocha?
It is. How are you?
I'm so good. Well, I can't believe I actually got through to you guys. This is my first time trying to call. I absolutely love you guys. I love the podcast. I am binging it.
Oh,
and
wow.
it is amazing. I just wanted to call because I was listening to an older episode of your podcast last week about when you guys were talking about camping. This is like a while ago.
Okay.
So I have the funniest story about when I went camping as a kid with my family.
Wait, what was the context behind us talking about camping?
Roz said that he, so Mocha, you said that you've never been camping.
I went once and I hated it.
Oh, yes, that's it. You hated it, and Roz was like, oh, well, you're going to have to go when your son Cruz wants to go.
Oh, true.
And you're like, no, I don't like it. I hate it. No, ever. And which, I mean, I totally get it. Like, some people don't like it, but my family, like, we go all the time. We love it, and it's amazing. But this one time, so I'm just, like, thinking back. It was, like, I'm 19 now, and it was happening when I was, like, probably, like, 10 or 8.
Yeah.
My parents bought, like, a pop-up trailer for us when we were younger because there's 6 of us.
Sure.
So the way it worked was that my sisters, I have 2 older sisters, they sat on one side of the trailer. They were sleeping there. And I was, like, on the bed beside them, like, lower, and then my parents were on the other side, and my brother's on the other side. We were up late one night just, like, talking, like, just chatting about life, and my one sister is hilarious. She makes everyone laugh. She's amazing. And so she was cracking all these jokes and just being super, super funny, and my other sister, who was sleeping in the same bed with her, was laughing so hard she could, like, not contain herself. And then all of a sudden, like, everything goes super quiet, and I felt almost like water splash on me. So I was like, what the heck? Like, did someone like spit on me? So I sit up, and the one sister who was laughing so hard, like she couldn't hear those, threw up all over my other sister who was cracking all these jokes. So my one sister who was cracking all the jokes had vomit all over her, and she was sitting there like on the verge of tears. Like,
you know, I thought honestly that you were gonna say your sister laughed so hard she peed herself and it got all over the bed, and that's what dripped on
everywhere?
you. Yeah,
This
I wasn't
is
thinking
worse.
throw up. Yeah, no, of course it's worse.
Yeah.
And so then my parents were like, what's going on? And obviously it was like the middle of the night. We're camping in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And my parents had to go over and clean up this mess at like, it must have been like 1 a.m. Like, I felt so bad, but it was so nasty. And like every time I go, like, I love camping. I go every year, like with my family, with my friends. And I just think about this one time, like, and now like my sister was silent the rest of the night. She didn't crack any more jokes, obviously. And yeah, that's my story. And also, like I already said how much I love you guys. My mom listens to you every single morning. She loves Maury's her favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister listens to the podcast with me. And my sister's favorite is Mocha. And my favorite is Roz.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I love you, Roz, so much. Oh my God, your voice is like the best. And also, like, I just love how, like Mocha, I love you, don't get me wrong. You remind me so much of, like, my sister. She's amazing. And,
Wait, the one that threw
I love her to death. The one, yeah.
Great, all right. Okay, yeah, sure. I remind you of your sister that threw up over everybody.
I'll tell you, you know what really grosses me out about that story? Not that one of your sisters threw up over 2 sleeping sisters. But the thing that I kept thinking about is that when you take kids camping, right?
Yeah.
You just feed them garbage the whole time. Right? So I can
I
only imagine what you guys were covered in.
So can you even remember what you ate?
Probably like hot dogs, burgers,
Chips.
chips.
Yeah. Pretzels, cheesies.
Yeah. And actually, the sister who got thrown up on, so the one who was laughing, actually met you guys 2 weeks ago at the Toronto Raptors parade.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she sent me a picture with you guys, and I was so jealous. I was like, like, girl, I can't believe you got to meet them. But
I can't wait to call in and tell them this embarrassing story about you.
I know.
I texted her. I was like, turn on your radio. I have a great story that I just told them.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much for calling in. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you so much for taking my call. It was awesome. Wait, can I just say my name? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter.
What's your name?
No, of course it matters.
Well, I just want my family knows. It's Analia.
Okay. Analia, we love you lots. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much for taking my call. I love you guys, but Roz is the best.
All right.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
We went for Indian food last night.
Oh, what'd you have?
I wanted to that place called Benhara.
Okay.
On Bloor Street. Banjara. It's the best, man.
Yeah?
Benihana?
No, not that, Maury. Not Benihana. You don't think I know Benihana?
Everybody knows Benihana.
Yeah, and it was so hot, right?
Yeah.
And so Rox and I were like, let's go for spicy. And so we got like extra hot.
Sweat it out?
Everything to sweat it out, yeah. we just went and had a real good
Like
sweat
training
last
for a
night.
UFC fight.
Yeah, we went, like we outdid the heat. We were so hot. She went on this massive bike ride yesterday with Catherine. I was doing stuff, and then we're like, we need to sweat. We got to get on top of this heat.
Does she like super spicy, or she like
it.
mild
Loves it.
spicy?
Oh, we were both sitting there sweating, like our faces were dripping into our food.
Really?
Yeah. And then she ran her finger underneath my eye and took up all the sweat.
Oh, gross!
And then licked it.
Salty.
Because she loves salt. Kids love salt, man. They're gonna lick you give a kid a plate of French fries. If the French fries are done, they're gonna lick that plate. That's what they do. They love salt.
So what'd you order? What's like your go-to?
Well, I made a mistake. I went on their website and I saw what I thought was tikka masala, chicken tikka masala, and so I ordered that. And then as I was walking to the bathroom, I saw somebody bringing the plate of something to somebody's table, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And they go, "That's the tandoori chicken." And I go, "Oh, that's what I wanted to order."
Oh, I love tandoori.
And I go, "Can I change?" And the girl goes, "Nah." I go, "You already put it through, huh?" She goes, "Meh." I go, "Can I get it to go?" So
yeah.
So now
She's
I
like,
have.
"Yeah, you can."
So now I have a giant order waiting for me at home today.
Ooh, so
how was
good.
your vacation? What did you do?
Nothing. We just did like a lot of, because we moved recently.
Yeah.
So all of last week was just home stuff.
Okay.
Like deliveries and like people coming to the house to do, like, we need a new front door. So
Why?
we had that.
Who needs a new front door?
Because our front door
sucks.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it was really
what
bad.
What makes a bad front door? I don't know
the
about
seal
this.
around it wasn't like the best, so a little bit of air was getting in from
that's not
outside,
good.
and the window. So it's a solid door, but it's got the window in the front as well, right? And it was like crystal clear.
Oh, you don't want that.
So people could like just walk up to the door and look in your house and see us right there.
So what's wrong with that?
So we don't want that.
Why? What are you hiding?
It's stupid.
But what are you hiding?
I just want my privacy.
But you don't live you live out in the middle of nowhere.
No,
Who
but
are
it's
who's
still
coming to your house?
Like deliveries and stuff.
You don't want them to see in? So what do you
No.
you close all your windows? Like all the blinds are shut?
Like, okay, for example, here's this. The first week that we were living there, right? And it was just a crazy week. I think it was like within the first 3 days.
Yeah.
Somebody knocked on the door and we were sitting right there. Like you could see to where we sit down to eat.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really long day. My wife and I were just sitting there, not saying anything to each other and just eating, right?
Yeah.
And Jennifer from like a couple doors up knocked on the door to tell us that she noticed that we have a Subaru on the driveway and that she sells Subarus.
Fair enough. That's a great neighborly thing to do, I think.
So if we're ever in the need for a new Subaru, to give her a call.
But what's wrong
also,
with that,
if we
though?
need paint and ladders.
But what's wrong
she's
with
got 'em in
Jennifer
her garage.
seeing you guys sitting there eating, not seeing each other?
Because we didn't, it was 7 o'clock at night, we didn't need that.
But why though? But why? Why
Because
can't you just be a good neighbor and like...
Why can't she be a good neighbor and just leave us alone?
But that's not being a good neighbor though.
No, it is though.
Why can you move into a new neighborhood?
I know,
and
but
you
we didn't want anybody coming to the door.
Do you want to build a wall now too? Or like, what's the deal?
That's next week's project.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yeah, but Maury, come in here for a second. Maury showed up to work this morning with a giant beard, which can only mean that he got divorced over the vacation.
That's true. Sorry for your loss, bro.
Sorry, man. What happened?
So what are you doing now?
talking about?
Matthew won't. I see you with the beard. I think there's trouble at home.
No, I wanted to accomplish something over the holiday, so I thought maybe this time I can get past.
What do you mean
the itchy-
accomplish something?
Well, I want to get past the itchy stage.
Oh, but you know, like growing
Like
a
in
beard.
life?
Growing a beard is actually accomplishing nothing because to grow a beard, you actually do less.
No, but you have to get past the itchy stage, which I guess is doing something.
Right.
There's
And
no such...
Are you happy with it?
I'm getting a lot of
It's
compliments.
very red.
And Matthew said that he feels like he's actually with a man.
Ouch. Yo, God.
Wow.
Man,
See, that's what I would
things-
worry about being gay. I really would. Because when you're with a woman, right? You're the man in her life. Like anything that is like has to do with a man or good or bad, you get the praise or the blame. But when you're gay, I worry that I wasn't man enough because they know what man enough is. You know what I mean? To hear Maury say that for the first time in their relationship, he felt like he was with a man. To me, that's soul crushing.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh.
And then we were like cuddling. He's like, I feel like I'm cheating on my husband.
Oh! And did you say, I know that feeling?
Hold on. Yo, you better send fire, ambulance, police. Maury just got smoked.
But you've grown a beard and you decided to wear a black and white stripy shirt today. Like you look like a pirate.
Yeah, big time.
You are a red neckerchief and an eye patch away from being a Malabar costume. But your beard is very red. I didn't know you had such a red beard.
I thought that if the hairs finally saw the light of day, they would darken.
They would darken.
Like what? Like your beard hair is going to get a tan?
Yeah, but it's just staying red.
So are you going to shave it or are you going to keep it?
Well, I want to see how far I can go with it before,
I think it looks great.
Come here.
All right.
Yeah, I think you need to trim it up a little bit. You look like, when you watch a prison movie and the guy gets out of solitary confinement, like they finally pull him out of the hole after a week and a half.
Yeah.
That's what you look like. So trim it up a little. Right, like just trim the neck, like even do a quarter of an inch or just around the bottom of the neck there, and you're gonna feel a million times better, man.
Oh, but I love sort of rubbing oils all over
Oils?
Yeah.
Like what kind of oils?
Like beard lube or tea tree oils.
Oh, jeez, you're taking it way too seriously. You don't have enough beard to be getting that deep in.
And I rub beeswax.
Beeswax. You ever put beeswax on your beard, Mocha? No. What does beeswax do? To me, that sounds very thick.
No, it's very thick, but it sort of moistens it. And
you have no idea what you're talking about. You're just talking out of your ass now.
I just went to the stores like Lush and everything and bought everything I could think of.
Right. You went in like somebody who just burned their hand on a stove, right? Like running around. Look what I've done. I need something.
Yeah.
Like, you can just shave. The solution is to just shave, right?
But then I failed.
Like, you're not injured.
No, but then I failed.
You don't need all these ointments and stuff, man.
What's the bet? How long until he shaves?
Oh.
Like by the end of the week? Yeah. I think that beard's gone by the end of the week.
Can I get in on this?
No.
Oh, okay. I think it's gone by the end of the week.
Game here. You think it's gone by the end of the week, huh? Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Like you think we will see him by the end of the week with no beard?
Yeah, I have a feeling that Matthew is going to just be over the beard quickly and make him shave it.
But then he's back with his less manly husband.
Yeah, and he's no longer cheating. We're gonna know how much Matthew enjoys cheating on you. If you show up to work on Monday with that beard, your marriage got problems, bro.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You watching the new version of The Hills? New Beginning?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
How is it?
From what I've heard, it's, drama girl.
Yeah. Is that the Pamela Anderson showed up in the first episode of that, right?
She did, yeah.
Because her kid's on it, right?
Brandon, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Is that the one that beat up Tommy Lee?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it's Tommy Lee's kid. And Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's kid. I think that's the one that knocked him out that night.
Because in the episode, he was, from what I've heard, in the first episode, he was talking about, he's just like, my dad and I don't get along.
Wow.
And in my mind, I'm like, it's because you beat him up. Wow. I left him on the floor laying there in his underwear.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. So that show's all scripted, though. Like, was the original scripted? I don't know any. Because I never watched The Hills. I never watched any of those shows.
From what I've heard, yes, of course it's all scripted.
No. But what I mean is, like, is there anything about those characters that even resembles their real life existence?
I don't think so.
Like, were they really rich kids? Were they really, or did they like legitimately cast this show with people? Because everybody knows who that Brandon kid, like, he's got famous parents. Like, you can't fake that kid's background.
From what I remember, they all just went to high school together.
Or they did. So they legitimately did.
A lot of them were friends, because it started, from what I've heard.
Okay.
When they
just
were
talk like a normal human being. Nobody's going to hold it against you that you watched The Hills. It's very confusing.
So they all went to high school together.
They did.
They just all kind of grew up together. And as they got older, after the show ended, they kind of went their separate ways. And then lived elsewhere, lived their own lives, and with this new version of the Hills, they all come back to LA. Okay. They all move, like anyone that moved away, they all moved back, and a lot of them hadn't seen or talked to each other in a long time.
But originally they were an actual group of people who went to high school together. They weren't put together by casting directors to say, "Hey, you guys are going to play kids who all went to high school together."
Behind the scenes,
they legitimately
maybe,
did.
From what I know, from what I've seen, and what people have told me is that they were all together growing up.
What was the
and
theme
Misha
song?
Barton.
What was the theme song for the Hills?
Oh my God, Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
How does that song go again?
Do you remember that song? Oh my God.
No, I don't.
Hold on.
I was walking down the street yesterday. Yeah.
They changed. Here, I'm going to play this for you.
Okay.
Not because I have it like ready to go or anything.
No, not at all.
But they like they remixed it. This is the opening of the show.
The new one.
Yeah. The Hills, New Beginnings, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. Keep the original, bro.
God, that song was everywhere when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez,
right?
yeah.
I don't know. You got to keep the...
that song was a monster. Like, when you can sell teen drama, jeans, and tampons with one song, like, you've written a monster. You know what I mean? Like, you really have. Like,
Totally.
What else do you need to do in a career? Oh.
Let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin.
Yeah, they should have just used the original.
Right?
Yeah.
This is my version of the Hills.
Yeah.
Or
no. You can't walk that one back.
from what I know, people really enjoyed this version.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
It's still unwritten.
Wow.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
See this story with Steve Wozniak? So,
He
co-founder of
is-
Apple.
Right.
Yeah. Where he said, quote, people should get off Facebook permanently.
What's his beef?
Well, because, listen, this is what he says. There are many different kinds of people, and the benefits of Facebook are worth the loss of privacy. But to many like myself, my recommendation is, to most people, you should figure out a way to get off Facebook.
Ooh, boy.
Because they just know everything about you.
Yeah.
And that's coming from Wozniak. He goes, but listen.
What if he knows something else that we don't? And he's just like giving us the warning.
Yeah. He goes, listen, I mean, they can measure your heartbeat with lasers now. They can listen to you with a lot of devices. Who knows if my phone is listening to us right now? Alexa has already been in the news a lot lately. He goes, so I worry because you're having conversations that you think are private. You're saying words that really shouldn't be listened to because you don't expect it. But there's almost no way to stop it, quote unquote. There's almost no way to stop it.
It's like 2 weeks ago when we were talking, or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about Instagram and the sponsored ads that pop up.
Yes.
And sometimes you're not even searching for something on your phone. It could be, and we've had people text in and call us on the show saying, I was just having a conversation with someone about this one thing. All of a sudden, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see an ad for that one thing that I didn't search on my phone.
Yep.
And people were offering up suggestions like turn off, your microphone in the settings on your phone so that it doesn't listen in and pick up what it is you're saying.
Yeah.
The other day, I can't remember what it was, and it just has to be a coincidence because I know for a fact I did not have a conversation out loud with someone about it, and I did not search for it on my phone. But I remember earlier in the day, I was like thinking about this thing, and I see an ad for it.
You were thinking about it?
I swear, I can't remember. It was like a bag or like a camera accessory or something that I had thought. I was like, oh man, it'd be cool if I'm going to research this product.
Yeah.
And then in Instagram, I saw the ad for it. I was like, this is weird, man.
Yeah, dude,
or
I'm
maybe
telling
like
you.
I did have a conversation, I just don't remember.
We think that we live with a basic level of privacy that we do not have. And the shocking part of all of that isn't that people can listen into your conversations. The shocking part of it all is that people don't care.
Right.
People don't care.
Because they think...
They get outraged when there's a leak. They get outraged when the stories come out that they can put ads up based on a conversation that you had when your phone was in your bag. People can get outraged about all that stuff, but nobody will ever delete Instagram or Facebook.
No, absolutely not.
Never.
No way.
Never.
Because for a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, or I'm not...
But they are.
Saying anything wrong.
But
or
they are.
I'm totally safe.
But you're not.
But you're not, really.
It's not that you're doing something wrong. Is that you are like in the web of somebody else who's doing something wrong, or maybe immoral or unethical or whatever it may be. But information, people's privacy doesn't matter. Everybody thinks that their privacy matters now. Yeah. But your privacy has never mattered less.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, when I said I was thinking about this one particular thing, I think I watched a video on it on YouTube, and maybe that's why it popped up.
Of course it is.
On Instagram.
Yeah, and if you watched the video you're watching out loud, and the audio from that video was probably picked up by your phone.
Oh, yeah,
and then it kicked up an ad into your timeline, and that's how it works.
Because that has happened to me in the past.
But again, you should, okay? Like, if you're watching a television show, right? Like, could you imagine this? Imagine this.
Okay.
Okay, let me run this by you here. What would you do if you watched a television show and then you turn the TV off and you had a conversation with your wife, Jenna, where you're like, man, I just watched this show and it was like real sort of impactful, and, you know, but there was like this one thing that this guy was using. It was like this cool pen that, you know, had like a pen on both ends, and it was like real awesome. And then what if you went out to your front door and you open your front door and you open your mailbox, and inside that mailbox was a flyer for a store up the street from you that sold that exact same pen?
Oh, I drive to the store.
No, you would be horrified.
I know, of course.
But that's exactly what's happening. You would be horrified if somebody showed up at your house and put a flyer in your mailbox for the thing that you and your wife were having a private conversation about.
That would be freaky.
But when an ad pops up in your timeline, you just scroll right past it.
Tell me more about this pen.
No, it's a cool pen, but you don't want that pen, okay?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha. Who's this?
It's Lisa.
How are you, Lisa?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Nice. And I want to congratulate Roz on making his wife sick on the boat, on the Ferris wheel.
Oh, yeah. We were in Niagara Falls.
Yes.
So good.
We did a quick 24 hours, but man, we did everything.
Yeah.
Those two girls I live with, man, they really know how to do Niagara Falls. We did. I have rug burns on my knees from Niagara Falls.
I don't want to know why you got rug burns.
Well, exactly. I will say this.
No thanks.
I'll say this. It's not the first time I've had rug burns on my knees from a trip to Niagara Falls. But this...
Oh, my God.
But this...
Yo, Lisa, you're the one that went there. I wasn't even going to say
anything.
Was clearly
he made it like that
for the best reasons, because you have to do all these things when you're there with the kid, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so you go from building to building to building, and each building has like 5 different attraction things in it.
Sure.
And one of the ones we went to had laser tag, a laser maze, a bazooka fight game, a save the spaceship game, and then one other thing. And we went into this laser maze, right? So you go in a room and it's pitch black, and they fill it full of smoke.
Yeah.
And at the very end of the room is a button on the wall. And you have to try and get to that button without break, and then they turn on all the lasers, and so they're just crisscrossing lasers everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're like Tom Cruise in those shows.
Yeah. I heard you almost say Tom Selleck, by the way. So
it's too early in the morning.
Yeah, you got to get through this laser maze to then hit the button. But what
happens if you cross one of the lasers? You lose.
It beeps, and then you get a docked point, right?
Okay.
And so Roxy is 9, so she's little. Catherine's 5'1" and does yoga and everything else. So instead of these two just manipulating their way and contorting their way through the laser maze, the lasers go and they just drop to the floor and crawl on their bellies all the way underneath all of them and hit the button in 6 seconds. Right?
Later, Dad.
Yeah. And so it's my turn, and then I try that.
Yeah.
And you know me, I got a little junk, right?
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Also, Not good. I like. When's the last time you crawled on your belly for anything?
No, it's been quite a long time.
Thank you. Right. So I crawl on my belly to try and get the laser, and I hurt my knee halfway through, and I get a rug burn, and then my ass goes in the air, and I get docked a point, and it still took me 16 seconds. Yeah, right. And then this is the best part. Yeah. So we walk out, and the guy's on the other side of the door, and he tells you the score, right? Mm-hmm. And as we walk out, and Roxy immediately goes, "Okay, who won?" And then she goes, "Who lost?" Right? And I'm like, yeah.
She already knows the answer to both of those questions.
Everybody knew the answer.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys go to the bird place?
No, they did that the last time. We just did a bunch of the games. We went on the boat in the falls. That was fun. We went on that big giant Ferris wheel. We did like all the games.
Oh, did you do the Ripley's Believe It or Not? Did you do that?
No,
museum?
she doesn't like it. She
No?
wasn't into that.
I don't like that place.
We went to this haunted house.
Yeah. Is it scary?
Bruh.
Is it really scary?
Bruh.
I know which one you're talking about.
Right?
The one right on Clifton Hills.
No, it's not. It's on Victoria. It's at the top of Clifton Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you go to the top of Clifton Hill and then you make a right down Victoria.
Yeah.
And this haunted house isn't like, there's no coffins, there's no spooky music.
It's just people that jump out at you.
It is, you walk down a pitch black hallway and all you do is follow these tiny, tiny, tiny little red dots. That are like little red lights. And then as you're going down there, people just jump out and scare you in the pitch black.
No.
As you're going through this thing.
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
That's like when Maury and Mocha go to the fright place at Canada's Wonderland.
No, listen, this thing is so much more terrifying.
No, I wouldn't go. I'd probably
it's so much more
pee
terrifying.
my pants or something.
No,
I'm
it's not good.
Hey, Lisa, we love you lots. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
In this weather, I love eating spicy. I had spicy sausage pasta last night.
Did you have spicy Indian the other day, too?
I did. I had super spicy Indian the other day. Yeah, and I had to go to No Frills because I don't have my wallet, right?
Okay.
I don't know where my wallet is. I have no idea.
Did you cancel all your cards?
No.
Why not?
I'll find it.
Did you lose it or did somebody take it?
No, I don't know. I put it somewhere. I don't know.
What if you left it somewhere like out in public and somebody has it now?
Then I'll
have you
find
been
out.
checking your credit card statements?
Yeah.
And so far so good?
I did once. I checked once. Yeah, so far so good.
once?
Yeah, Monday.
Did you check yesterday?
No.
Oh.
No. So I'm now, before I need to go and do anything, I'm the guy that calls the store and asks if they take Apple Pay.
But everywhere takes Apple Pay.
No, that's not true. That's so not true at all.
Okay.
Corner stores don't take Apple Pay. Like, I can't just run out and get milk and use Apple Pay if I go to the corner. They don't take Apple Pay.
Oh.
Not in my neighborhood.
I don't know. Everywhere I go, I use my watch. And I just pay with my watch.
I know. I can't do that, though. So I had to go
with my phone.
So I had to go to No Frills last night because I couldn't drive to the grocery store because I don't have my license.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I'm back to being a guy with no license.
Dude, what if somebody's like in the process of stealing your identity right now?
Well, they're going to have a hard time once they get to the looks part. One of a kind, you know what I'm saying? Broke the mold.
One of one. This is an exclusive.
Yeah, and so and when you go to No Frills, do you go to No Frills ever? You ever been to a No Frills?
I love No Frills.
Yeah, so when you go to a No Frills, it's like you can't go in there with a set plan.
No.
Because it's like going to a farmer's market. You have to sort of dictate your meal by what's available and what looks good.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so I
have like a general idea of things that you may need.
Yeah. Yeah, so I immediately go back to the meat section because that's usually where I start with everything. I get my protein and then I go and I fill my basket with the supporting cast.
Sure.
And
then
I
whatever else happens.
Yeah, and I go back to I hit No Frills right before closing time, I guess. I don't know. But they had like liver and then something else, I don't know.
Tongue?
No, I don't know. It was in a bag. And then
it was meat?
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't tongue?
No, it was not tongue.
Oh.
And then they had a sausage. So I got sausage, and then I went.
So hold on. So your choices were liver, unknown meat in a bag,
100%,
and spicy sausage.
Spicy sausage. Yeah. Yeah. So and then I get everything else going, and then I go up to pay, and I go, "Hey, do you have Apple Pay?" And they're like, "Yeah." So also before I leave the house, Catherine's like, "Baby, don't worry about it. Just go take my debit card." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I go in her wallet and I take her card. I put it in my pocket. But I get there and I'm like, I don't want to spend her money on my dinner, so I'm just going to use Apple Pay. And I get up to the counter and they whip me through, and I go, do you have Apple Pay? She's like, yes, we do. And I'm like, amazing. And so I do it, and she goes, it's not working. And I go, what's not working? She goes, how's your Apple Pay set up? I'm like, I think it just goes to my Visa. She goes, we don't take Visa.
Oh, no.
Right? I'm like, who doesn't take Visa?
Yeah.
She goes, do you have MasterCard? I'm like, who has a MasterCard?
I mean, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that.
So you know one person.
Yeah.
You should go back to that No Frills today and be like, Mocha has one.
Yeah, so all my stuff's already in my bag because you have to bag it yourself at No Frills.
No.
So I call Catherine. I go, and she goes, go take that debit card because I tried to use Catherine's debit card. It declined. Right? And she goes, go to the store next door and use their ATM. And I go to the store next door, use their ATM, and then I try and get money. It's declined as well. So then I call Catherine, and she's like, where did you get that card? I go, it was the one in your wallet. It's the red one. She goes, oh yeah, I canceled that one. I go, well, what the hell's it doing in your wallet then? Yeah. She goes, oh, and guess what? The card you actually were looking for is in my pocket. So she goes, don't worry, I'll be right there. And she gets in the car and she drives me the card. Now, I double back in, I get her card, I'm in the store, right? At this point, I'm waiting in line. And this is what I love about No Frills, okay? Where you don't, there's no embarrassment at No Frills, okay? Because by the time I got up to the line to pay for my stuff, I was one of 3 people who couldn't fully pay for their order.
Oh, no!
I've never felt more comfortable or at home in my life.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Drink water, hydrate.
Yeah.
I find I say that a lot to people now. I don't know why I care about people's hydration so much.
Yeah.
But like, even when we've had all last week, people come by the house to do work. And I'm asking everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, I always offer water.
He's like hosing down the day laborers. All right,
I'm like, hey, do you need some water?
Yeah.
It's hot outside. Hey, stay hydrated.
What do you do at home for water? You just drink out of the faucet, or what do you do?
Yeah, and we also, the house that we bought has a reverse osmosis system.
Sure. Yeah, okay, cool.
So I drink that water too?
Yeah. We have a Berkey at home.
A what?
Do you have a Berkey? You don't have a Berkey.
What's a Berkey?
Berkey is this, I don't even know, man. It's like this giant silver canister that just sits on like a little stool in our kitchen.
Yeah.
And you fill it, and then it filters through these carbon filters.
Oh.
Or charcoal filters or something. I don't know what it is, but you got to prime them and like pump them and everything else. And the water's incredible, and it filters more than any, like all the other filters. Like the Berkey water is incredible. And then we got Roxy a like Berkey water bottle that has like I
don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's weird. Google it right now.
Okay.
But the water from it is incredible. Like it's really, really good water.
Yeah. Isn't this thing the silver canister?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
You know what it looks like to me?
It looks like we're making moonshine. Right? Like it looks like I'm running shine.
Yeah.
Copper pipe going all over the house.
Wow, that's a big unit too.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy them in different sizes. But Catherine thought she was buying the small one, and then she wound up getting the huge one.
Yeah.
So now this thing is like, I don't even know, it's 2.5 feet tall.
So
it's massive.
So what? How often do you have to fill it?
She probably fills it every other day, but we're getting away from plastic, right?
Sure.
That's like what
everybody, yeah.
So Roxy went and found these like metal straws that she has now. So it's all there's no more plastic in the house. We drink Perrier if we have it in the fridge out of cans. No more bottles. Yeah. None of that stuff.
Hey, we ordered from Swiss Chalet last night.
Yeah.
We ordered from Swiss a lot. And last night was the first time where my order didn't come in a plastic container.
Because it always does with the little compartments.
Yeah.
So what did it come in?
Just like a regular takeout, a cardboard takeout box.
Cardboard box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
It was great. It was easier for cleanup, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Like I'm fine with all of that. But to me, it's like the one thing when you're trying to, because I think Yorkdale just banned straws, like all of them all.
Yeah.
I think that was the big story, that Yorkdale banned straws. But like, what do you do? Like, what do you do when you just go to, like, if you're in the food court and you want to just get like a Sprite from the fountain machine? Like, what's the alternative? What do you do for the straw at that point? Is it just the paper straws?
I think it's just the paper ones,
Is everybody using those now?
Yeah.
Do they disintegrate when you suck something through it?
After a while, because we had, what was it, A&W the other day.
Yeah.
And they use the paper straws.
They
and
do.
if you leave it in the cup for like way too long, then
you just start sucking the straw up itself, right?
Yeah, the
Like, it's
straw just starts to, it just gets soft and
right. They should
like,
put some sort of like coating around the straw, like plastic or something, and then it'll keep it from.
All right, you're done. You're done.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
How much of this new Beyonce song do I have here? More? Is it from The Lion King?
Oh yeah.
Or is it inspired by The Lion King?
No, it's in my understanding it's inspired because it's off a new album she put out called Lion King for the Fans.
Oh, okay. So let me read you this. Beyonce premieres Spirit from The Lion King, The Gift album.
Oh.
So Beyonce has premiered a powerful new song called Spirit, which will appear on an album she curated for Disney's The Lion King. So I guess this is a companion album. These are not songs that are
like that Game of Thrones album that came out.
Right. But it's weird. But Game of Thrones isn't like a musical. Like Lion King is a musical. So to then release whatever, it's Beyonce, she can do what the hell she wants. I was going to say no.
To the light in the sky, watch the light lift your heart up, burn your flame through the night. Whoa.
Sounds very Lion King-y.
Listen, man, it's Beyonce.
I know. What are you going to do? You got to let her do what she wants.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
I don't mind that. Oh, I like this part.
Girl, you do your thing. Yeah, I like this. That's new Beyonce. It's called Spirit.
Why you trembling? That's when the
Oh, so good. So good. I love it.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hi, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, Roz?
Roz's phone.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say, I saw one of your videos on Instagram of you and Roxy, the chips.
Yeah.
Where you were blindfolded. I wanted to just say that video really touched my heart.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cute,
daughter,
right?
Wow.
I'm a single mom. Sorry, a single mom. And just seeing you with your daughter just brought tears to my eyes. That's all.
Oh.
I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
It's
it's just
just very cute with you and your daughter. That's all.
let me just fill people in here on what we're talking about. It was Father's Day, and Roxy had the idea that she wanted to do the potato chip challenge with me, which is you sit blindfolded, two people, and then you get like 20 bags of chips, and you eat them blindfolded, and you have to guess what the flavor is.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to do this with me, and I was more than happy to hang out with her and do it. And it was just it was a ton of fun. And then we put the video up on social, and people seemed to really like it and thought that it was cute and stuff. And I had just the best time doing it because I just love hanging out.
It was really cute. It was really sweet.
Yeah, and goofing with her because she's at the age now where there's still so much like of life that when a 9-year-old doesn't know, they sort of fill in the blanks with with certain things, right? But there's now she's at a point at being 9, and you'll see this too, Mocha, when Cruz gets a little bit older, and the new baby does as well, where they get to a point of where you can start spending more and more time with them as buddies.
Yeah.
Right? Where there's less parenting going on and there's more hanging out. Like the ratio.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
The ratio starts to really close.
Yeah.
Right? And those moments right now where we just get to kick it are like some of the best memories that I've had my entire life, and they've all happened like within the last year and a half, 2 years kind of thing.
What about when she like roasts you?
Oh,
Or, like,
yeah.
she disses you. There was one thing. What was it? So you guys went to Niagara Falls over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think you were in the Ferris wheel, and then you were trying to point at the falls and be like, "Hey, Rox, what's that behind you?"
Yeah.
And what was the line she said? But she just murdered you with words. It was so funny. She was like, "That's old news" or something.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I
That's the thing. That's why it's so cute.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
Roxy is so adorable. And I remember, because I've been listening to the show forever,
Sure.
is when Roxy was born and you were just over the moon on, the station.
Yeah, it's
and now look at her; she's 9.
It's amazing how fast time goes. You know, it's and you hear that all the time from people when it comes to kids and stuff, like you know, blink and miss it kind of thing. But the thing that I always say to Roxy, because she's asked me a couple of times when she was younger, because kids worry. Kids get sad when they're no longer the baby, right? Because they know the reaction that adults give to babies. And so they go through a period where they worry that they're no longer the baby. And Roxy would often ask me, what was my favorite age to you, right? Like at what age for me was your favorite? And I always say the exact same thing to her, which is today.
Yeah.
Right now. The age you are right now is my favorite age you've ever been. I've never loved you more. I've never had more fun with you than you are right now at this age that you are today. And I think that, you know, we both sort of have that attitude towards each other, and every day is just awesome. And every day, you know, is better than the day before.
Yeah.
And then that just leads to adventure. And I don't put a lot of pressure on her, and she doesn't have to do stuff. And, you know, it's great.
That's awesome. Just keep it up. Like,
I will.
That was just really cute. I loved that video so much.
Yeah, it was really nice. At Roz Weston, by the way, on Instagram, if you want to scroll through and check out that video. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Natasha.
Thank you so much for listening.
No problem. Have a great day, guys.
You too. Love you lots, girl. Bye-bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I wanted to get into Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, because when did his new stand-up drop?
It came out yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I didn't read anything about this leading up to it coming out.
So Aziz Ansari, the Netflix special, I guess, because he signed a deal like years ago with Netflix to release all these stand-up specials. Plus, he has his deal with Master of None, his own show.
It's a great show.
So this is part of that deal. And I've been a fan of Aziz Ansari before he kind of hit that global success, before Master of None.
Yeah.
Like when he was just like an independent selling his comedy specials on his website for $5.
Yeah.
I was buying those specials.
And then he got the TV show.
But man, I got to tell you, following this guy's career and knowing his comedy, even when he blew up, this is a completely different Aziz Ansari.
Is it really?
Than what you're used to. His jokes are still funny.
Yeah.
His delivery of those jokes aren't as animated or crazy as what they used to be.
Okay.
And he talks very quietly.
Really?
And very reserved.
Really? Does he talk about that article that said he was a bad date?
3 minutes into the special, he starts talking about it.
You know, I haven't said much about that whole thing. But I've talked about it on this tour. Because you're here, and it means a lot to me. And I'm sure there's some of you that are curious how I feel about that whole situation. And it's a tricky thing for me to answer. Because I felt so many things in the last year or so. There's times I felt scared. There's times I felt humiliated. There's times I felt embarrassed. And ultimately, I just felt terrible that this person felt this way. And after a year or so, I just hope it was a step forward. And it moved things forward for me. It made me think about a lot. I hope I become a better person. And I always think about a conversation I had with one of my friends where he was like, you know what, man? That whole thing made me think about every date I've ever been on. And I thought, wow, well, that's pretty incredible. This made not just me, but other people be more thoughtful, then that's a good thing. And that's how I feel about it. And I know this isn't the most hilarious way to begin a comedy show. But it's important to me that you know how I feel about that whole thing before we share this night together.
Yeah. So if you're expecting the Aziz Ansari that you knew from before, this one's completely different.
Interesting.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
There's a Baskin Robbins in Woodbine Mall that transformed himself this week to Scoops Ahoy, which is the ice cream shop in season 3 of Stranger Things where Steve works.
Are they making the staff dress like them too?
Yes.
No.
Dude, this place looks incredible. Look at this.
That's so awesome.
Scoops Ahoy ice cream parlor.
Oh, yeah. look at that.
They still sell like Baskin Robbins ice cream, but
They've just changed the name to...
They changed the name. You can buy the T-shirts in there. They've got like the little action figures from Stranger Things that you could purchase in there, and they've got like Stranger Things themed ice cream. So ice cream
I
that
wanted
they
to
sell,
go to
they
this
just
so badly.
Did anybody else notice that between episodes like 5 and 7, Steve got his tips colored? Am I the only one that noticed that?
Yes.
That like he had super dark hair and then they went into the elevator and then he came out with frosted tips? Like, am I the only one that noticed Steve's hair change color? That he had like, he had got streaks? Like at some point they just like...
Like when he met up with the Russians? He got streaks all of a sudden?
Yeah, he had like super light spots in his hair. Like they completely gave him a makeover in the elevator.
I did not.
You didn't notice that? You
Honestly,
didn't notice Steve's hair?
You should
all I look at.
You should probably take that to Reddit.
It's all I...
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Mocha for the podcast. Are you ready?
Of course.
Let's do the news.
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Instagram is set to roll out a new feature that will let you know if you're about to leave a mean comment. So the example that they gave was somebody wrote a comment saying, "You are so ugly and stupid." And then Instagram responded saying, "Are you sure you want to post this?" They're also planning another feature that will try to make Instagram less toxic by letting you mute comments from different users without those users getting notifications that they were muted. Do you get a notification, Maury, on
if you've been
Instagram
muted?
if you've been muted? You don't.
I don't think you do right now. There's a couple of accounts that I've muted, and it just means that like their posts will still appear in my feed, but like way down.
Well, are you sure about that? Because they're rolling something out new that allows you to mute people without those users getting notifications that they were muted. So
Maybe
are you muting people?
No. You can mute accounts,
Yeah.
but I think what Instagram, according to what you're reading right now,
Yeah.
is muting their comments. Right? So they won't know.
So if you mute a comment, do you get a notification?
No. So
You
like,
don't.
let's say if Maury says something that I don't want it to appear on my feed, I can mute that comment. I, as the user of that account, will only be able to see Maury's comment. Anybody else that's following me, if they're scrolling through the comments, will not be able to see
But if Maury scrolls through, will he see his comment is muted?
That I don't know.
Right.
But because I thought you were talking about when you mute accounts, because you can mute a full account.
Okay, so let me I may be getting this wrong. Instagram is also planning another feature to try and make it less toxic by letting you mute comments from different users without those users getting notifications that they were muted.
That's new.
Yeah.
That's new.
So, but that's new. So that would mean that currently, if somebody mutes your comment, you get a notification that it was muted.
No, there's no. you
that
can't mute
feature doesn't
comments.
exist right now.
It doesn't exist right now.
Oh, you can't mute
an
a
account
comment
right now.
You can delete a comment, but you can't mute a comment.
On Facebook, you can mute.
Right. Have you ever seen one of your comments was deleted on somebody's account? Maureen?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. Really?
Yeah.
What are you commenting on?
And then I messaged them going, "Why'd you delete my comment?"
Oh my God, this is the worst at social media, man. That's the
I also pay for that program that tells me when people unfollow me.
Oh, Maury sent me a screen grab the other day of somebody who unfollowed him on Instagram. And he was like crushed.
Really?
Like, crushed.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants to say. I don't think
Why
he
not?
wants to say. Because it involves work.
Oh, somebody here?
Yeah.
Oh my
Someone
God.
who just walked by with headphones on, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah, he was super. But my thing is this, and I've actually written people before because I've actually was scrolling through things. I've unfollowed people before, whether it be on Twitter or Instagram. I've actually and I've started to follow people by mistake. Where then I start seeing their stuff in my feed, and I'm like, why? How did this happen? And it's just from scrolling. Like to me, it accidentally happens. So I'm assuming by now this person who unfollowed you that meant so much to you has started following you again. No, they have not. Okay, never mind.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Stranger Things breaks the Netflix viewership record for the first 4 days of its release.
Of course it did.
So Netflix says that 40.7 million people have watched at least some of Stranger Things between its premiere on July 4th and then this past Sunday. They say that 18.2 million households have already finished the season.
Done.
Yeah, me too.
When did you wrap up? Yesterday?
Sunday night.
Sunday. Oh, right, yeah. You stayed up late on Sunday night.
12:40. And the Stranger Things creators said, quote, "You should definitely not assume anything after that heart-wrenching ending." So the presumed death of... It's still early. Not even a week yet. Not even a week.
Man.
So they suggest, quote, that you definitely should not assume anything. This is according to Matt Duffer. Because you see that thing at the thing.
Yeah.
And then the thing, and the guy walks by the thing and he says, hey, yo, don't. And then you're like, oh, snap, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As long as we're all on the same page.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. As long as we're all on the same page.
And then something happens and you're like, oh. But then you stop to think about it and you're like, maybe.
Hey, did you see what Evan Rachel Wood wrote on Twitter about Stranger Things? So she got in a huge fight with Stranger Things fans.
Who's Evan Rachel Wood again?
Evan Rachel Wood, actor, I don't know. She's in Westworld. She's famous. She's famous. Yeah, you know who she is to see her. So she wrote this, quote, "You should never date a guy like the cop from Stranger Things. Extreme jealousy and violent rages are not flattering or sexy like TV would have you believe. That is all," she says.
Did she ever date Hopper?
No.
Oh, she's just saying like the way his character is perceived on screen?
And then she went back and forth with fans. Like it turned into a whole thing.
Really?
Like it really did. Yeah. Yeah. It turned into a whole thing where I don't see, like I see Hopper as like a hothead.
Oh, big time.
Who's dealing with, the destruction of the universe, basically.
Yeah. He's under a lot of stress.
And his kid was somebody else's science project, and he loves her a lot, and he's trying to learn how to parent right out of the gate, and he's also dealing with loss of his own kid. But as far as like just...
And also falling in love.
But as far as just, putting that all together in extreme jealousy and violent rages, like, does he have violent rages? Yeah, because he's dealing with Russians who are trying to destroy the earth. Right?
Wouldn't you?
Who do you want in that position? Right? I'm sorry. If you're a cop, one lone cop in one tiny town, and you are tasked with banding together with
children,
okay, to try
Russia
to try and save the world. If you had to put your money on somebody or push somebody to the front of the line, I'm sorry, I'm pushing the guy with the violent rages to the front of the line.
It's true.
Like you sort of need that guy.
Not Will, who every couple of days gets a tickle on his neck.
I'm telling you, man, they waited way too long. They waited way too long in between seasons because Will was looking like Stuart from Mad TV.
Stop! Don't.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So early reaction for The Lion King is in. They did a screening for it last night.
Yeah.
And people lost their minds.
Over how good it is?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like lost their minds.
I'm so excited for this movie.
Like, people are calling it, like, in the world of remakes and digital animation, and we've had some pretty monumental movies. I just watched that Alita Battle Angel movie last weekend.
Oh, how is it?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
The story is whatever, but visually the movie is so stunning.
Yeah.
Seamless. And from everything that I'm reading about The Lion King, there's been a lot of product that could blow you away in a theater, but from what I'm reading, that Lion King's a game changer. Like it's a reinvention of how to do this kind of film. Yeah, people are loving it.
Because I always thought Jungle Book, when they did that, I thought that was
But think of all the same people who did Jungle Book doing Lion King, but only they have 6 years of technology in front of them.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Can't wait.
So yeah.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
podcast.
Dodgeball and Men in Black star actor Rip Torn passed away at 88. Remember him with that famous line, "If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball"? You remember that?
You've got to learn the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. If you master the 5 Ds, no amount of balls on earth can hit you.
Yeah,
Shouldn't we, learn by dodging balls that are thrown at us, or...?
That's what this sack of wrenches is for. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
88 years old. He was also on the Larry Sanders Show, if you ever watched the Larry Sanders Show. Did you ever watch that?
No, I
didn't?
bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, he was so fantastic on that show. He was on 30 Rock. Super talented. Love him a lot. Will be missed.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I was reading this story yesterday with the LCBO running out of booze. Did you see this? How the store shelves are empty in all these LCBOs?
Yeah, so what happened there?
So I guess what happened was they switched to a new warehouse management system and updated the technology for handling all their product and the outbound orders. And because of the transition and the delays, stores across Ontario are experiencing massive shortages to the point of where some LCBOs had to put up signs apologizing to customers for the inconvenience.
Sorry, we got no liquor?
Sorry, we got no liquor. Yes. Yeah.
Not a good look.
Right?
Not a good look.
No, not in the summer. Not when it's 35 degrees out.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Masai Ujiri did an interview yesterday, a scrum, and if you notice on Twitter right now, Uncle Dennis is trending and has been all night, because Uncle Dennis, of course, Kawhi Leonard's confidant and manager, the guy behind everything Kawhi does, right? And if you remember back in the parade, Uncle Dennis was the one when the crowd started looking at Kawhi and going, one more year. Kyle Lowry started chanting back at them, 5 more years. And at that point, Uncle Dennis got in on it, chanting 5 more years. And then you had...
Did he put up his hand and everything?
Yeah, 5. You should show 5, baby. 5 more years. Don't you worry.
It was as if he had the possession of the Infinity Gauntlet showing everyone.
And because Kawhi, up to this point, the other strange thing about this story is that Kawhi hasn't said anything.
At all.
Has Kawhi thanked the fans of Toronto? Not that he needs to.
No.
But has he released any sort of statement? Nope. I'd like to thank the fans for Toronto. You guys were amazing. Thanks for the run. Nothing, right? So it's complete radio silence. And now all these stories are coming out of how they may have, or how Uncle Dennis may have played Toronto in the negotiations to try and squeeze out more, or put the Clippers in a position of where they had to move. It was this whole thing. And so they asked Ujiri if he thought Kawhi was up front with them throughout the process. And Ujiri says this: I think he was, then long pause, Kawhi was.
It's like a sneak diss to Uncle D.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's shocking to me that somebody, even though, he didn't want to be here and everything else and whatever, it's shocking to me that he still hasn't said anything.
It's not shocking to me.
No,
it's not shocking to me at all, because he never really said much about anything anyway. And even the few times that he had ever been interviewed,
I guess,
he is very vague in his answers.
Yeah.
And he's always, the one thing consistent that Kawhi would always say is it's all about basketball. He wants to play basketball.
Hey, I put in that clip. If you import it, you can hear it.
And while you're doing that, let me tell you what Danny Green had to say. And during the whole Kawhi thing, everybody was talking about how the California weather was going to be a huge factor in whether Kawhi left or not. And we were all sitting here so upset because we had just about the worst June we'd ever had.
Yeah.
Right? So Danny Green did an interview, and this is what he had to say about his time in Toronto. He goes, I loved pretty much everything. The food, the people, the fans, the nightlife, the city.
Them gals.
The only thing I didn't like was the weather. Off to LA you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The King Street Pilot Project has a brand new name.
What?
So it's no longer the King Street Pilot Project.
What is it?
I didn't know this. It's now called...
the King Street Forever Project?
The King Street Transit Priority Corridor.
Oh, God, what a lame name.
Got a real ring to it,
Sorry, say that again. It's the...
The King Street Transit Priority Corridor.
That's
I was just reading
stupid.
this. I was like, I saw the headline.
They just call it the King Line.
I don't know, man. Because it's that area where there's like no cars and stuff allowed, right? Like it's no longer the pilot project because they moved past that and they're like, it was
Why don't they just call it the King Street No Car Zone?
I don't know.
How about that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the KSTPC. You can't like.
Sorry, what?
The KSTPC.
Oh, God.
The King Street Transit Priority.
Put that on a flyer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we really know how to jazz things up, huh?
Oh, man.
You know, we really do.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
It's now time for Ask Roz and Mocha. This is where we take all your questions from Instagram and try to answer as many as we can. By the way, we make our posts live on Wednesdays at Kiss925, and we'll go through all the questions and invite one of you to join us to ask us your question live. Hello, Brian.
Hey, good morning.
How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing great.
How old are you, Brian?
I'm 50.
You're 50. Okay.
You don't sound 50. Damn.
I thought you was going to say 26.
I wish I'm being honest. I'm on the air.
Yeah. Okay. So you're 50. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brampton.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
For those who don't know, Brampton, just outside of Toronto.
It's where Alessia Cara is from.
Yes, thank you. Thank you,
All
Mocha.
right, Brian, what is your question for the podcast?
Knowing what you know now, if you could go back, if there was one thing you could change or do, what could it be?
Oh, there's so
We
many
get this
different
question
ways
a lot.
you can take this. And my answer changes every single time we get it.
Mine doesn't.
No?
I don't think I wouldn't change. I wouldn't want to screw anything up that could get to the point that I'm at right now.
No, okay, but let me I'm not talking about changing the course of history,
Okay.
right? So let's say if you could go back and change, because I know we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
If you could go back and change something, I would include in that, when I was 11, I wouldn't have said no to piano lessons.
Oh, okay, sure.
You know what I mean?
So-
where now at 44, I'd be really good at the piano, which is my number 1 dream my number 6 dream in life.
Like, don't drop out of karate?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Don't drop out of karate.
Hold on. How long were you in karate for before you dropped out, Maury?
I only did white belt, like the first belt. My dad brought me to the library where they had free summer programs.
Your
for
dojo
karate.
was the library?
That wasn't real karate, bro.
That's not. That's karate with a C. Small C karate.
Yeah, that wasn't real karate, bro.
No, you did karate at the library?
Yes.
That must have been the quietest session ever. Let me see. I don't know. Like, there's not one time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My neighbor, my friend Steven, and I tied our bikes together with a piece of rope on the handlebars and rode around the block like super, super fast.
Yeah.
I don't know why we did that.
Because you're dumb.
Yeah. And then he immediately came to a stop. He was probably trolling me, and my bike kept going.
Yeah.
And once the rope stretched as far as it could and it tightened, I went over the handlebars and smashed my chin on the curb.
Yeah.
Split it open.
Yeah.
And rode back to the house, bleeding. There's blood everywhere. My dad got so mad and had to take me to the hospital to get stitches. And it was the same day that we had this big family outing to go strawberry picking.
Okay.
So everybody was pissed, and half the day was wasted with me going to the hospital to get stitches in my chin.
So if you could go back and change something, you would go back and make sure that your family didn't miss strawberry picking one Sunday afternoon?
I guess.
What a waste.
I know. That's the one thing that comes to mind. I know.
I mean, I once stole a comic book. Maybe don't steal the comic book.
But what did that lead to anything else though?
Well, no.
No, it didn't.
Okay, what about that time I got arrested for shoplifting at HMV?
Sure, yeah. You
Right?
could do that.
Man, my parents were pissed.
Yeah, you could. You could say that because that was. I'm sure that really hurt your mom and dad because that probably made them feel at that time like they did something wrong, like they failed.
And only time. I think we talked about this on the podcast before. That was the first and only time I've ever seen my dad cry.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. You made your father cry one time. I get that. Nobody ever wants to be in that position.
Follow up.
Yeah.
You said it was the first and only time you ever saw your dad. Did your dad not cry at your wedding?
Nope.
So he only cried when you got arrested, but not at your wedding.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah.
Oh, I find that funny.
Yeah. I only saw my dad ever cry once.
I've never seen my dad cry.
Yeah, I always saw my dad never cry once. If I could go back, I'm probably going to be real practical, and Mocha's dad, Vern, is probably going to be really proud of me for saying this, but I would have started socking money away way earlier in my life.
Oh, yeah. That too.
Yeah, when you're sort of first getting into the workforce and you get your first job and then you get your first raise, you just start spending more.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that years ago, or my early 20s when I actually started working, that every sort of little bump in pay that I got over the next 10 years, kind of hitting up to 30 years old, that I just lived on that initial principal amount and banked every sort of small increase that I had after that. Because I think that is where people are going to start really feeling the pain, is when they realize how difficult it is going to become once you're later in life to actually save money. It's really tough.
Yeah,
it's
that
really
too.
tough.
I was going to say all that.
Yeah, because I didn't really know a lot about money. I was one of these jerk-offs that, signed up for an 18%, credit card and
We've all been there.
and maxed it out, and it took me 15 years to pay off, and then I got in trouble with taxes and all that. Like, money to me in my early 20s was just, I didn't get it. I really, really didn't get it. And I think that if I could change something, I would go back and with the education that I have now about money and just been way better with it.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
You've obviously thought about this. What's the one thing that you would go back and change or do?
Yeah, well, one thing, and it's just something we did a year ago, and it's kind of funny, having the two kids. When you have young kids, first thing they always want is a pet, and they keep bugging you, want a dog, a puppy. One of the things that my wife and I, we just didn't do it. There was just so many other priorities. A year ago, guess what? We got a puppy. Mm-hmm. So if I could go back, I would have got that puppy a little earlier in life, but best thing, Milo is awesome.
Oh, and, I thought you were going to say you regret getting the puppy.
Yeah.
No.
I thought you were going to say something about having two kids because of when you started that story off.
Yes.
Also, it could have gone a couple different ways.
Can I just say before we wrap this up, Brian, if anybody is listening to this right now and your one regret in life was not kicking Maury's ass in library karate that one time, please reach out to us.
Silent library karate.
Right, yes. Please reach out to us.
Fake ass karate classes, bro. Yo, Brian, thanks so much, man.
Hey, no problem. Have a great day, guys.
You too, buddy.
Bye,
Take
brother.
care. Josh asks this question: what's your go-to to keep cool in the summer?
The go-to way, like aside from sitting in air conditioning?
Yeah, like I wonder if he means like
some home remedy on how to stay cool, like
drink
rubbing
water, or always drink a beer, or always jump in the pool.
Well, all of those things.
Yeah.
Like, what's my go-to way? I don't think it's just one way. I spend a lot of time in the basement in the summer.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, because it's cold, right? It's nice and cool down there.
Do you have things down there to do, or is it just sit in a dark basement?
Yeah, I literally go down more. I sit on the washing machine. And just like read a book or something.
35 minutes.
No, I got a lot of stuff. I binged Chernobyl in the basement, that HBO show.
Did you really?
5 episodes, yeah.
Oh my God.
On one of those hot days we had recently.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a serious show to watch, though.
Oh, it's Chernobyl.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I watched all 5 in a row. I went down to the basement for 5 hours.
Just to stay cool.
Yep.
And watch Chernobyl.
Just blew right through it.
Holy cow.
And what I did is before I walked downstairs, I went to the fridge. I opened the fridge. I grabbed 3 cans of cider.
Yeah.
And I walked downstairs and I lined them all up on the table. And then I just sat down and I watched all 5 episodes of Chernobyl and had 3 ciders.
When you finish a can of cider, do you like crush the can in celebration or something? Like, do you do one of those things where
Before I put in recycling, I do. Not in the room because then you know where to put it. It leaks everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I crushed on my thigh.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, Maury.
Because I got
How do you keep
thighs.
cool in the summertime?
Oh, my dad has a pool at home. I'm like sometimes just in my underwear.
Yeah.
Like
just
that works.
strip down.
You don't put a cold towel on your head.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You walk around with a cold towel on your head.
It
in
works.
your underwear.
It works.
It works. Rox does that.
Yeah?
Because you know why? She watched an episode of Bear Grylls and she watched him pee on a rag and wrap it around his head, and it kept him cool. And
Did Roxy pee on a rag?
No. But now she now she always asks for a towel with some water on it, and she puts it around the back of her neck, and
Really?
it keeps her cool.
Do you ever just open the freezer sometimes to just let the cold sort of go on you?
No. Also, we have our freezers below.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'd be like bent over.
That'd be weird.
That'd be weird.
Adil asks this question: would you rather not be able to reject Damn It Maury's phone calls, meaning you have to answer anytime he calls and you cannot hang up? You have to wait for Maury to hang up.
Oh, God.
Or would you rather have to fart unbelievably loud every 7 minutes for the rest of your life?
Farting, 100% farting.
Yeah, my answer is farting as well, yeah.
And then every time Maury would call me, I would just pick up the phone and fart into the phone. Yeah, no, 100% I'm going with farting.
I mean, do you want to think about it? You answered way too quick.
No, as soon as I read that question, my immediate answer was fart.
Can I be honest with you more? When Mocha was reading that question, he got the part that said, would you rather have to talk to Maury every time he answered the phone? And in my head, I was like, I don't care what comes next. That.
What if it was lose a toe?
Like, I'm good with that, man.
He's got 9 more.
Yeah, I got 9 more. Yeah. Whatever. People love people with 9 toes. Happens all the time. Alan with Pix writes this. What's one talent you wish you were good at, but are terrible at in real life? For example, I wish I was good at snowboarding, but I have horrendous balance, mostly because of my giant head.
Oh, wow.
So is there anything that you wish that you could do, that you were talented enough to do very, very well, but you're actually terrible at in real life?
Something that like I can't learn? Is
I'm
it
sure
something
you can go learn. It's not like a
there's some things that this guy's never going to be good at. He's obviously tried snowboarding. He's not
Yeah.
good at it at all.
I tried snowboarding
He
once.
wishes he was great.
Not my thing.
No?
No, definitely not.
But do you wish you were good at it? No. You don't care.
I don't care that much.
No.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. But is there
I don't
anything like, is
care.
there any talent you wish you had? Like any skill that you wish you had?
I mean, I wish I knew how to swim because
Yeah.
I don't know how to swim as a grown ass man.
Right.
And we bought a house that has got a big ass pool in it.
But you can take care
But
of
I
that.
can
You
learn
can do
how to
that in 2
swim, which
weeks.
I
You can
plan on
figure
doing.
out how to
Yeah.
Jenna posts pictures and it's always Mocha in the pool with a big floaty like around.
Yeah.
Just
like,
like
I'll tell you, I wish I could walk up to any piano anywhere and just hammer out anything.
Ooh, that's great.
I
Yeah,
wish I had that
fantastic.
talent. Like I wish I had that talent where I could just like crush on a piano.
Yeah.
Because that is something that takes years. Like swimming, you can learn in a couple
Sure.
weeks. But to actually just be able to sit down at a piano and just crush it
Yeah.
is such a. I'm always in awe when somebody can do that. And I'll tell you the other thing that I wish I could do, and it's not even that I enjoy it that much, but I feel that I would be good in that world because I wouldn't take any crap from people. Is I wish I was an amazing golfer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because
okay.
people that I know that are good at golf are also huge douches, right? And I wish that I could go and just crush them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
I wish that. But piano, I would say piano, being excellent at piano is the one skill that I really wish I had.
Do you have a Maury?
Mine, I have 2. Mine has always been drumming. Like I
Yeah.
wish that I could just go behind a drum set and do like the big solo from In the Air Tonight from Phil Collins.
Yeah. But you need to know how to count first, though. So why don't you say you wish you could count?
And
once you fulfill that wish,
so you have 3 things on your
Why
list.
do I need to know how to count?
Because that's what drumming is. Okay, go. And number
Well,
2
hold on.
is
Why is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
It's
it was
music, dude.
It's music. All music's counting
for sure. That drumming.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I really wish I was good at is woodworking.
Oh, good. That's a great
Oh,
one.
that's a good
Because
one,
I
yeah.
watch,
That's
because
a great
everybody
one.
in Matthew's family,
Yeah.
they all are in woodworking,
Right.
and they put in hardwood floors or they build like an amazing thing in the backyard. And I'm just like, oh man, I wish I could do something
Yeah.
like that.
Again, one of those skills that would take years
Sure.
to perfect. kind
Okay,
of
I
thing.
got another one.
Yeah, go.
I wish I could, and this is really stupid, but I wish I could breakdance really well.
Really?
Yeah,
Have you ever tried?
I have.
Like
when I
you
was a
put
kid.
down like a box and
Yeah, we did in school, in elementary school. You get the
Cardboard box?
cardboard boxes. Yeah. And I knew some like fantastic breakdancers growing up, like amazing. And they used to do shows and everything.
Yeah.
And we used to hang out all the time. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I could dance like you guys.
I'm gonna add a third one off of that because I wish I could dance because like Matthew took hip hop lessons when he was a kid,
Right.
And it'd be so cool if we could do choreographed dances together.
Jeez, my
Wait,
God.
Does he still use
Does he
those
know how
hip
to-
hop dancing skills like at home or?
Oh, that all the time.
Yeah?
Really?
Oh, all the time.
Wow. I'll say this. I also wish I could wrench. I wish I could
What's
take
that?
take apart an engine and put it back together, like a full proper engine. I wish I could work on something, have a long-term project like a car.
Yeah.
I can small engines I'm fine with. Like I can clean the carb on the lawnmower. I could do all that stuff.
Sure.
Right. Small engines I'm good with. I can empty the oil. I can fix minor problems, spark plugs, all this sort of stuff. Belts, but large engines, sort of old school engines. I never, because I never had a license, so I never had a car, so I never
I think you
looked.
also
I
have
never looked under the
to
hood.
have a certain kind of brain for that.
You do.
As well.
Yeah.
You're almost like in the Lego movie where the master builder, they kind of see the parts
Yeah.
and they can envision the way it's going to go to make the final thing.
Yeah.
I have an uncle in California. And a lot of my uncles growing up in Guyana were just big time into cars and motorcycles, and a lot of them are mechanics. And they had all learned, not from school, but just from tinkering on their own. And my uncle, he said when he moved, I think it was he moved to California, and he was going to school, or he had to do some sort of a test to progress his career. And he was given a car engine that was completely taken apart. And he was given it to him on a Friday, and he had to come back on Monday with the entire engine put back together.
It's awesome.
And he was like, I was like, so what'd you do? He was like, I had to figure it out, and I had to do it.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Like, you have to have a different kind of brain.
My dad's biggest dream is to do that.
Did you take auto? Did you have auto mechanics in school?
We did.
Yeah. Did you take it?
I didn't take it.
See, I did.
And I wish I did.
Yeah.
I never had that. That was never an option.
No?
No, we had woodworking, or that was it.
That was it. No, we had.
I really wish I took that. And I mean, going back to growing up, because my dad knows a lot about cars as well. And I wish all those times he had me in the garage holding the flashlight for him and explaining to me what it was he was doing and how he was doing it and why he was doing it. I wish I wasn't like in my mind like, oh my God, this is so boring. I don't want to be here right now.
Right.
Because looking back at it now, it was like really important things. Like, for example, changing car brakes.
Yeah.
Like, he changes his brakes all the time.
Yeah.
And he used to have me hold the flashlight for him and explain, but now I don't know how to do that. And I'm afraid to do it by myself because I know I'll screw it up. So I just have to pay a mechanic to do it for me.
That's the
But hey, you did a great job when you changed my tire.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
changing a tire is not different than changing a brake, though.
Pretty easy
Changing
to
brakes
do
is
that.
tough. So what's going to be your thing then with your kid? Like when you used to hold the flashlight for your dad, and you were like, God, I wish I wasn't here right now. But in hindsight, all these years later, you wish you paid attention. What's going to be your thing that you're going to do with your kid? What are you going to have your kid help you out
Don't
with?
say wrestling.
Like working out. Like, hand me that 10-pound barbell.
Yeah.
Listen, son, you want to get swole? You do this.
Yeah? Okay.
No, I wish.
But like, what's the thing? Like, what's the thing that
I
you
don't
can?
know. You
Like,
know what? That's
what
a great
can you- what
question.
can
I
you
have no
pass
idea.
on? Like, what is the skill that you're gonna that you in your head? Because I know with your old man, he knows a lot about cars and everything else. But it was his sort of philosophies on finance and saving, and he's an accountant and all this stuff. But like, what's your thing? Like, what are you going to make sure that you teach your kid? Like, what's the thing that you do or that you really want to make sure that you?
I honestly, I have no idea.
No.
I would say, because you mentioned my dad, it would probably be something like financial planning. Like at a young age, right? Because I remember my dad, even back then when I was in high school, used to try to teach me about money and budgeting and financing and this and this and this. And as I got older, it wasn't until when I was like way older that I realized like how important that kind of stuff is, right? Especially when you're going into moving out and buying your own place and learning about saving money and budgeting and not wasting your money on like nonsense and stuff, right?
I mean, you're a great DJ. Why don't you teach Cruz to DJ?
That's true too.
Yeah. I
That's
guess,
true.
yeah. I could do that.
He could be one of those kids on YouTube that's like 6. I watched a video yesterday of this 3-year-old Asian girl playing ping pong with her old man.
Dude, I saw that!
And like, I'm
incredible,
like,
right?
Yeah, it's incredible. And so that dad is like, he knows something very well, which is obviously how to play ping pong.
Yeah.
But not only that, teaching somebody to do something is different than being good at something. Being a good teacher is completely different than having the talent at that particular thing. And he's obviously a fantastic teacher. And this 3-year-old playing ping pong, man, it is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, it looked like it was animation.
Yeah,
like
it really
was,
did.
It was so crazy. But yeah, I think about that stuff all the time.
I mean, it'd
as
be pretty
well.
cool if Cruz ends up holding the flashlight for his grandfather, your dad, and actually paying attention to fixing cars.
Yeah, and then going, oh, Dad, I wish you could have taught me this, but you don't know anything, so I had to go to Grandpa.
Thanks, guys.
You can't do that with cars now, though, because all cars are computers. Like, you have to know how to code
I know, I was just
in order to
gonna
fix
say,
the car
go to
now.
code camp.
Yeah, like
Learn that.
You can't open the like if you open the engine and your kid's there with you, what are you going to do? You're looking at a giant sealed box.
Yeah, completely.
Like, there's no fun there. There's no,
Yeah.
you can change the battery and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But now what you have to do is
You got to plug in a computer.
I'm telling you, you have to go on Kijiji right now, and you have to find like some sort of cool, badass muscle car that needs about 3 years worth of work into it. You park that in the garage of your big new house, and what you do is when Cruz hits like 8 or 9, It's you, your dad, and Cruz, and your old man teaches both of you.
Oh my God, dude, I would cry every single day.
That's what you do.
I would cry every single
that's
day.
What you do. That's
I
what
feel
you
like
do.
this moment is so special. I love it.
I'm telling you right now, that's what you. That's
How about
what you
eventually
do.
when Cruz starts teaching Mocha how to swim?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, somebody wants to know if Roz has a favorite cat out of the three.
Out of Pickles, Fig, or
Trash?
Coco.
Oh.
Do I have a favorite? Picky's my favorite. Pickle's my favorite because she was the OG. She's the first one that we rescued. But the better question is, do the cats have a favorite? Because they for sure do. Which is I'm Pickle's favorite. Roxy is 100% Fig's favorite, and Catherine is Coco's favorite.
Oh, so each one of them has one.
Yeah, it's like our Pokemon, right? Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
If you were forced to remove something from your daily routine, what would it be?
Oh God, if I was forced to remove something from my daily routine.
Yeah. If you're forced to remove something from your daily
I got
routine.
one.
Yeah, go for it.
Because it's easy to get around, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Every single morning on my way into work, I always stop at Tim Hortons. And I grab
get
a
a
coffee
coffee.
for my drive into work. That's the one thing that I could get rid of
Yeah.
because I can just like make a coffee at work.
Fair enough. Yeah. If you had to be forced, I guess, giving up a morning coffee. Not a lot of people would pick giving up the morning coffee.
Right?
Yeah.
I there's no way I would give up taking a shower. I shower every morning.
Right.
There's no way I would give up brushing my teeth in the morning.
No.
There's no way I would give up rubbing lotion all over my body after I shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No. Lotion over coffee?
Really?
Yes.
You got lotion over coffee.
Hell yeah.
Interesting. Where do you start when you lotion up?
I start on my chest.
Yeah, your
So-
chest.
Yeah.
You lotion your chest every day.
Everything, dude.
That's so
And, like,
interesting to me.
Everything.
That's interesting. You go all the way down and everything?
Everything.
Really?
Yep.
That
Get my
doesn't
feet, toes, everything.
that doesn't lead to other stuff though?
No. No.
Doesn't?
Just soft.
Oh yeah, I couldn't.
Moisturize.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
No.
Everything.
I couldn't lotion. I would be late for work every day. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't lotion up.
I got control, bro.
Yeah. You're a better man than me.
All right. What would be the one
I don't
thing?
know. Maury, what
think?
would you take out of your daily routine if you were forced to?
I'd say probably private browsing.
Okay.
No way.
So micro cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
'Cause I was
There's
trying to think
no way.
There's no
Absolutely
way.
not.
There's no way.
Like maybe my nap.
Okay, Maury, here, let me put it this way. Okay, what if right now I figured out a way to, on your computer, completely disable private browsing?
Well, then I could never do it again.
Right. So what would you do?
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to.
But what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I'd have to use my imagination.
Still find a way to micro cheat. Instead of you know what, reflect on what I've done and, you know, maybe try and be a better person and husband. He's like, now I have to use all those things that I saw in private browsing from memory.
I'm still doing it.
I still can do it.
You have anything?
Yeah, if there's something I would get rid of from my daily routine, I don't have my whole morning is routine. Like my whole life is routine. I wish I could say getting rid of working a few hours of my day, but that's an impossible thing. I think on my way home, I'm productive in an Uber because I take Uber home into work. I'm productive on my way home, but I think if I could change something, when I leave the show here and I go and do the TV show, I'm so exhausted that period of when I leave here and get to there, and I usually have about 20 minutes before I have to go into makeup, I don't do anything. I usually just sit.
That's
And
nice, though. You need that. Everybody needs that.
I used to take the time to meditate, everything else, but I feel that I have 40 minutes in my day that's not productive, and it drives me crazy.
But I think it's beneficial for the rest of your day and the rest of your life to do nothing.
But I don't know if it is, though. Like, that's my thing, is I'm still torn.
Yeah.
I'm still torn whether I force myself to take that time because I need to recharge for a little bit, or if I feel that my day would be better served and my life would be better if I took that 40 minutes to better myself with something, read something, do something, figure something out. I don't know. So if I could change anything, it would be to fix that sort of 40 to 60 minutes that I have in my mid-morning where I don't have much to do.
Why don't you sit and think about it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, every week you'll see us on Instagram at Kiss925. Post a picture that reads Ask Roz and Mocha. That's where you ask your questions, and we'll try our very best to get through as many as we can. Don't forget, rate, review this podcast wherever it is that you get it from. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Frequency Podcast Network, Spotify, and we'll read a bunch of your reviews and your ratings on the following podcast. And friendly reminder, you now get the Roz and Mocha Show podcast Mondays and Fridays.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat. Catch the guys live weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
Kiss925.com
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.